You got them. One must be over there. Sipping Waffle Hour.
At the bar radio here with Ace Hood. As you can see, he's already at the bar because he got some Ciroc. But I got to say, we just seen Ace Hood. Real genuine dude. I salute you. I salute you. Like, just your humble ass. I appreciate every artist like you.
Yeah, at the bar radio.
Yeah. You already know this the king of Philly, man. At the bar radio, man. You already right.
Wanna get lit at? You on your own. Just know why with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that planning, this that get back. It's a different day, no, it's same story, nigga. I've been winning, retire like I'm Robert Horry, nigga. They just thought they knew me, but I'm here to make my story bigger. Keep that Laker 40 with me, always know I had that clipper. She act good, looking on my boat, bet I'm gon' skip her. If they start getting out of line, I bet I'm gon' get them. Pack a bag and book a flight, so they know I'm always trippin'. I've been Scotty with the right, so they always know I'm pimpin'. Well, I always say I got haters, cause they just know I'm living. Word to my Brody came on, they just know I got a vision. The stove gotta stay on, so no product missing. Government want us to stay home, go broke for politicians. Had to carry that weight, never dealt with the opposition. My homie tryna beat the case when he had no pot to piss. I'm tryna cop a bird, but he caught up with all them pigeons. And I can never chase when ain't no love when you got them riches. I'm all alone, I been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, tryna figure out where to get lit at. You on your own, just know why with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that planning, this that get back. I'm all alone, I been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, tryna figure out where to get lit at. You on your own, just know why with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that planning, this that get back. Yeah. Alright.
Hey, Tuna, you made this?
I'm all alone. I've been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, tryna figure out where to get lit at. You on your own, just know why with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that planning, this that get back. I'm all alone. I've been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, tryna figure out where to get lit at. You on your own, just know why with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that planning, this that get back. It's a different day, no, it's same story, nigga. I've been winning, retire like I'm Robert Horry, nigga. They just thought they knew me, but I'm here to make my story bigger. Keep that Laker 40 with me, always know I had that clipper. She act good, looking on my boat, bet I'm gon' skip her. If they start getting out of line, I bet I'm gon' get them. Pack a bag and book a flight, so they know I'm always trippin'. I've been Scotty with the right, so they always know I'm pimpin'. Well, I always say I got haters, cause they just know I'm living. Word to my Brody came on, they just know I got a vision. The stove gotta stay on, so no product missing. Government want us to stay home, go broke for politicians. Had to carry that weight, never dealt with the opposition. My homie tryna beat the case when he had no pot to piss. I'm tryna cop a bird, but he caught up with all them pigeons. And I can never chase when ain't no love when you got them riches. I'm all alone, I've been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, tryna figure out where to get lit at. You on your own, just know why with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that planning, this that get back. I'm all alone, I've been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, tryna figure out where to get lit at. You on your own, just know why with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that planning, this that get back.
We on camera. Yo, what's going on? What's going on? We back without the bar radio this week.
Hey.
We back.
CP3 may be a little bit buzzed.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
We started early.
It's gonna be one of those shows.
Oh yeah.
Is it maybe or is it is?
It is.
It is. We started the show out early with some Moss and Triple X. Also had Canadian beer.
He was like, he came in and was like, yo, 151, I need you to try this beer real quick. It got 7.3% alcohol in it.
I've been on my Canadian kick lately, man. I've been drinking the Moss and Nights all week. Went to a liquor store last night. I was like, whoa, where did this come from?
So wait, really quickly.
Yeah.
So you've been on this Canadian kick, right?
Yeah.
So you thinking of
You got a
some
flashback of a
Canadian
Canadian.
chicks?
Yeah, I got a couple of Canadian friends I need to go visit. I'm thinking about getting my passport, maybe crossing. But they got strict COVID restrictions, man. I got it. It's hard to get in Canada. I ain't got my vaccine yet.
Yeah,
Do
okay.
they make you take a test or what?
You gotta have a card to cross.
You can't even do the test.
Nah, you gotta be vaccinated. They won't let play. They don't even let the NHL players cross.
Unless they're vaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So, yeah.
I mean, even going to when you go to other countries and stuff, even if you're vaccinated, you still have to have a COVID test before you
Yeah, a
you know,
lot of
you
them
hop
are
on a
like that.
plane.
But there are some, if you don't have the card, they want you to just take the
Take the
test.
test.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you
So-
know,
Even in within the US, our territories and stuff, you know, I have family in Guam, in Hawaii, and you have to either provide vaccination or take the test. They're
yeah,
pretty strict.
yeah, I gotta get. I just been just so busy working, grinding. I just had a chance to go because they say it might knock you on your ass. So
It,
I don't want to be at work, get a shot.
the thing about it is though, it's different for everybody.
Yeah.
Just because there's some people that take it and nothing happens. There's some people that take it and they're down for 2 days.
Yeah.
Right.
It's similar taking to it's similar taking to almost like a flu shot. Some people take flu shots all the time and don't nothing happen. Some people take flu shots and they get sick as shit.
So I haven't had a flu shot in 20 years.
Me neither. I remember
Because
last time
I was man all the way down.
I don't remember last time when I was a kid.
I remember I was at Norfolk State University. It's time. CP3 pulling out that Terramana. Shout out to Dwayne the Rock Johnson for this lovely drink.
Time for some liquor to get poured on the show. We only 5 minutes in, but it's at the bar.
He already pulling out the tequila, y'all.
It ain't,
You ain't gonna give it sports before you break out the tequila?
Nah,
Do you need help opening it? Like y'all should see.
I don't want to spill it.
I feel like you are.
I'm not used to these bottles. I'm used to the 1730. Those are a lot more simple. White liquor is different.
How is that simpler? It's the exact same type of top.
Just trust me. No, that's cork. This is some other.
It's
not the same.
Yeah,
Leave me
it
alone.
is. It really is. It's
Leave
the
me
same
alone.
concept.
It's too early to start fucking with me.
It's too early for you to be tripping already.
Leave me
And then
alone,
wait,
Craig.
this is straight, and you just start pouring.
Oh
Leave me alone,
Lord.
Craig.
Craig,
Leave me alone, Craig.
you gonna give me some? Dang.
You might as well pour me a shot too then.
He didn't pour a shot. He poured like a half a cup.
That's the same thing to me. Same thing to
You
me.
don't want half a cup anyway.
Same thing to me. So you got any sports, or should we just go straight to these crazy ass stories?
We can go ahead, since we started talking about the COVID, we can talk about the NFL right now with the uptick in COVID cases, to the fact where they've had to reschedule 3 games. One game was supposed to get played last night, which got moved to Monday night, so we'll have 2 games on Monday night. It also got 2 games moved, the Seattle, Los Angeles Rams game, and the Washington football team versus the Philadelphia Eagles game has been moved to Tuesday at 7 o'clock. Excuse me. I'll probably be definitely doing a pregame show. Not sure what time yet because I'm going to work before the game. And definitely be on the post-game show. We'll still have Sports on the Hill podcast on Monday night, as always, 9 o'clock, covering Capitals and the Wizards. And we'll talk a little bit of football and talk more Tuesday night. But as of right now, Washington has, I think I just saw it's down to 16 players on the COVID list.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
That's
some
better
players
than
got
nothing.
cleared. Yeah, it was up to 22 a couple of days ago. But I'll go over that more on a pregame show because then hopefully we'll have some more players cleared by then. Because most of the players are vaccinated. This is a classic misconception by some of the fans thinking that that they aren't vaccinated, being irresponsible,
So-
yada yada yada. They're asymptomatic because they have the vaccination.
So can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
So because I work in healthcare.
Yeah, you go ahead.
So being vaccinated does not prevent you from getting COVID.
Yes, please say that again because these people are idiots.
Being vaccinated doesn't prevent you from getting COVID. What it does, though, it lessens the symptoms. So if you do catch COVID, you're not going to have the symptoms when you're being hooked up on a ventilator.
Well, here's the thing. It can
Yeah.
lessen the symptoms. That's another thing.
But
People think that, it's going to lessen the symptoms
It,
or it's going to prevent you. It can lessen the symptoms. Can you still catch COVID and die? Yes.
I mean, it's the same thing with a flu shot. A flu shot, all a flu shot does is helps your body build up antibodies against the flu. It does not mean that you can't catch the flu. So, um, there that's the biggest misconception
Hmm.
that oh, being vaccinated, I can jump out and I can run out and inhale anything. No, it's not that. It's
Or
not.
going around with a
Well,
butt naked face.
yeah. So it's not that, and I think um, people haven't done their research on that, and they don't know. And you know, being that we work in healthcare, our nurses told us, hey, just because you're vaccinated, and actually a doctor told us, just because you're vaccinated doesn't mean that you can't catch it.
Hmm.
It will just lessen the symptoms of if you did catch it. So
And the any virus mutates.
yes,
You're gonna have different versions of it. For COVID, they decided to name each version. However, the flu shot, every year they have to
the flu
change the flu shot
because the
because there are
flu
different
mutates every year.
strains. Right. So
See,
people
you're
just
talking
need to
science.
understand
They're
this.
talking science, and they don't want to listen to science.
Mm,
They don't want to hear it. So I
mm,
mean, it is what it is. Some folks gonna be. I have a co-worker on my job that's actually started berating one of our co-workers because he wouldn't got his booster. But the government tells you to jump off a bridge, you should go do it. Why do you need it? It's just like the flu. People don't die from it. I'm like, dude, 800,000 Americans have died from it alone. Well, I've been fine. Yeah, they're like that's
just
you.
you,
That's
right?
not it. But that's the way some of these folks think because it doesn't affect them. It's not real. I mean, honestly, if some of my folks are watching, I say this over and over again. Honestly, I think it's the syphilis in his brain that's eating it away that's making him say this dumb shit because it's straight degenerate. So
So you're saying that this gentleman has syphilis?
most likely. From the stories that he
You
tells and the stuff that he does, that syphilis, if you untreated, can eat away at your brain. That's how. Ain't that how
so
Beethoven
wait,
died? That's my
your
conclusion.
solution to this is that the man got syphilis.
Yeah.
How is it that he's ignorant?
I told
So
you,
you decide to say
I watched forensic shows, man. I connected the dots, man. I
that is
diagnosed it.
horrible.
I'm just
Okay,
saying, that's only that makes sense. Other than that, it's just a fucking idiot, and that's just
Dexter
too
how
is
can
simple.
he just be an idiot?
That's just too simple. I
You
mean,
Dexter
diagnosed the man with syphilis.
it's
Dexter is not a forensic
like,
show. It's a show about murder, nigga.
I'm just saying,
What?
shit don't make sense. I'm not gonna get into specifics because then it's gonna be out. I'm not. It's just I've said this before.
I'm sure you have.
Yeah. So I know some of my coworkers are probably tuning in. So just don't tell
He
them.
said, "Shh."
Don't tell them I said it on the air.
Oh my
But
god!
yeah,
So you tell your coworkers the man got.
we all came to that conclusion. Well, we didn't come to that
Oh,
conclusion, but that I put
well,
that out, and it was like
yeah.
that
See,
makes
exactly.
sense.
I put it out there. So you see how that works?
What I told you, man. I went on what's the website? the medical.
WebMD. You see, they tell people do not go on there trying to
I done
diagnose.
diagnosed it, man. I know
You
what it is.
cannot go on
I
WebMD and
swear.
diagnose.
See, it's some story I'm gonna tell you off air.
That's
I
what's
can't tell you
wrong
on.
with the world today.
Man,
People go on WebMD and they be like, "Oh,
when I tell
yeah,
you,
that's what it
the
is."
story off the air, then you'll be like, yeah, I think you might be right.
So he got physical evidence of syphilis.
Nah, not that. I just think it went straight to his brain. That's what I'm saying. It skipped all the other symptoms and just started saying, fuck it. We gonna take
So
this dumb motherfucker's brain.
I could see if there was like physical evidence too, but no, you just evil.
I'm just saying. The only thing that makes sense. Something's eating his brain away with some of the things that he tried to make
Mm,
logical sense out of.
mm,
But but I love him because he echoes the sentiment of some of these folks that's out there. And I'm like, how do you tie your shoes and breathe at the same
so how many people in this country got syphilis?
time? Hey man, look, they got some type of disease. I'm gonna just chalk it up there. Older, they was in the 60s and 70s. A lot of things were different then.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
free love and all that good stuff. And
Oh
nobody
Lord.
got that treat. It happens, man.
Hmm.
I read stuff at the health department.
What?
The health department is very informative.
So why did you go to WebMD then?
Because I have to do more research. I don't just go to one source. You have to do multiple. All this crazy
So
stuff.
now you're a doctor and you diagnosing people.
Told you, Black Dr. Phil is my other alter ego, man. I just can't prescribe. That's all.
Somebody pray over the
I
show.
just can't prescribe.
Where's my oil? Throw some oil.
Throw some oil on them.
In the 2021, baby, you about to get wild.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, you about to get wild.
Was that all you had in sports?
I hope so, because he didn't diagnose the man with syphilis.
I
Everything.
forgot,
How we
man. We
get
went off.
here?
I don't know, man. This hurt.
All right. Well, let's get into some of this craziness before I guess
Wait,
call.
can I get my shout outs?
Oh, definitely.
We'll do some sports later.
So I got some shout outs. Oh God, you don't remember nothing.
I do.
Well, my shout outs are shout out to the Amazon driver who delivered a box to me but decided to walk clear across my yard. Problem is that I have inflatables in my yard. So what does that mean? That means he done unplugged something, then pulled the anchor out the ground, the whole nine.
Pump some of them.
Right. Like, why would you do that? And Amazon now has, like, after you receive an order, they'll ask how the order is.
Mm-hmm.
And then in that, they'll ask about, like, whether or not they walked across your yard and stuff like that. So clearly, Amazon frowns upon that.
That's your ass, Mr. Amazon, man.
So, I'm going to go ahead and respond, like, oh, nope, he did that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to check my doorbell camera in a few.
No, because you can make a TikTok video of that.
Oh, I'm going
That shit
to
go
go ahead and post that. If I caught him, like, let's say he fell,
Send me.
it's going
I'm
up.
gonna throw a track on.
There you go.
Yeah.
The oh no.
Hmm.
Oh no. So shout out to him. Shout out to PG County Police.
What the police do?
Not all of them, but the one that decided that he wanted to hold up traffic on Branch Avenue right at the exit to get onto 495 South.
Is that
this
today?
evening. Yes. For absolutely nothing.
I did not go on this statement.
Okay. I always say that there are good police officers and then there are idiots. They should not have ever been put onto the force. And my previous job, so I know who should be and who should not be.
I haven't had any issues with you, so I'm not touching
Well, I feel like Prince George's County Police Department should strengthen their psych evals before allowing people to get onto the force.
I'll actually piggyback on that a little bit. I actually talked to an officer that lives in my neighborhood. We were talking a couple of days ago because I told you the first car set I made was the third highest ranking police official.
Right.
We were working on trying to do a collaboration of some type with community and police. But I was speaking to my neighbor, and I told him, he recently retired. He was like, they're doing a whole revamp of the whole department. And even with good leaders, they're getting rid of because they're under the whole regime. They're trying to change the culture, change the thought process.
Right.
And the officers that's coming on board to not have those same prejudices and thought process of the recent problems that they've had. And so, I mean, hopefully we will see some change coming forward. Like I said, I'm working on some community stuff to try to, maybe next year when the weather gets right, and hopefully we won't be, have to be quarantined and all this crazy stuff.
Right.
We can do something like that. We're also working on some stuff with Charles County Attorney General and the guy that's running for sheriff down there. Working on getting some stuff interview set up for that. So we're definitely trying to get involved in some of this political stuff that's going on because we talk about making change and what needs to change, but it's time that we try to see if we can help make some of that change happen.
Right. But so shout out to the one that ain't too bright. And then shout out to Prince George's County Public Schools. So we know that Omarion has taken over. For those who know what the real variant, the COVID variant is Omicron.
Did you see the TikTok video where they went in the building?
Yes. But for some reason, everyone thought it was Omarion. I thought it was a Decepticon. Like if you're
Unicron. Shout out to Unicron.
Right. If you're a Transformer fan. That's Decepticon. It's a bad one. That's That's Unicron's baby. That's Unicron's baby. Omicron. But so anyone who knows anything about Transformers, you understand what I'm saying. But some people thought it was a Marion. But Prince George's County Public Schools have been shutting down, different schools because of outbreaks. Understood, but it's a concern. However, please do not send a text message to the parents at 5 p.m. on a Friday telling them that their children will not return until the middle of the week, meaning on Monday morning, your kid cannot come into the school. I have a teenager, so I'm okay. But if I had a younger child and now I need to get a babysitter at 5 p.m. on a Friday, that's kind of messed up. No, how you gonna get the businesses are closed? Who you gonna call to get your baby?
Maybe pick them up from school on
No,
Friday.
no, Monday morning. What you gonna do Monday morning? No, how you gonna do that? The places are closed. You gonna have to call a babysitter. You can't call a facility.
Oh no. Well, you get a babysitter in the meantime.
That's messed up.
Yeah, it's messed up, short notice and all.
I mean,
Yeah.
it is because we dealt with a lot of situations. Like I know a person who uh, almost lost their child because not signing in for the virtual school.
Mhm.
Yeah, they frowned upon that very seriously.
Yeah, because they're not go. That's truancy, and your kid's not going. But
And
all
she
the
had someone
kids
that wasn't helping her. She's at work, and her sister's supposed to be helping her.
and the baby wasn't going,
Nope.
and they hold the parents accountable.
Hell yeah, they took her to court and everything.
Well, that's what my son was in. Y'all know how I feel about my child. When they were in virtual school, when I got it was like the first quarter. I got a letter saying that got a truancy letter. I was like, I'm sorry, what?
He walked to the living room.
He didn't even have to walk to the living room. He walked across the bedroom to his desk and sat down and did this. Why are you not going to school? Why? Why are you missing class? I'm confused.
You ain't put a knife on him, did you?
I don't remember.
That's a yes or no question. That shouldn't be. I don't remember.
He probably got the shoe. If he talked back, then the knife.
You know what? When I threw a shoe at him, he said he checked because my kids tell me all the time that I'm Mexican. I'm not. I'm not Mexican. I'm mixed with a lot of people, but I'm not Latino. See, you trying to get us put off the air.
You started.
But apparently, um, the Latino community, they're used to mothers throwing shoes. I didn't know that was a thing, like a flip flop in particular. I said the same thing, but apparently Latino mothers strictly throw shoes, like flip flops.
They don't have the power to make it go around corners. That's the difference.
Well,
Black mamas.
let me tell you something. I was sitting on my bed. I threw that shoe clear across my room, clear across the hallway into his room, and it hit him when he was standing in his.
You got good aim.
That's mothers only can do
I
that.
played softball. I played softball in high
Mothers
school.
the only one that can do that shit. Make shit bend corners like the Matrix.
I threw that thing, man.
Like, as soon as they have a baby, they get that special power and shit.
See, here's the thing. You gotta know where to throw it so it can bounce off the wall and hit the baby. That's
It should be in the NFL and shit. Pinpoint accuracy.
Yeah, but they won't let the women in. That's the problem. They should.
I never lingerie football.
I seen.
I watched that.
But yeah, so shout out to PG County Public Schools. I'm not necessarily upset that they closed the schools, but I feel like the execution was terrible.
We're talking about PG County Public Schools.
But no, when they shut down in March of 2020, it was surprisingly organized. And the kids were able to, get their things and their belongings. They were stressing to them, you don't have to take everything because you're going to be able to come back and get it. Eventually, they were able to come back and get it, but it was organized compared to this. This was chaos. You had teachers still sitting in the school, didn't even know that the school was shut down.
That's crazy.
So shout out to them. I'm done with my shout out time for now.
Okay. Oh, let's talk about sports real quick.
What that is?
Y'all see that KO?
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah, I saw that.
Both of them.
That was quite unfortunate.
Man.
Which one? You said both of them? Yes. Because somebody, I'm not naming no name, somebody fell out the ring a little bit.
Oh boy, yeah, Frank Gore.
Yeah, that was bad.
Football player.
Right.
Decided to take his chances in the ring, and
you need to stay home.
Yeah, it didn't turn out well. If you want to see a funny account of the video, I got to give a shout out to my man DJ Michi Michi. He always puts out the best parody video. Go check him out on IG. And then yeah, Jake Paul knocked the mess out of Paul Woodley
in the sixth
round with a straight overhand right there, put him straight to sleep. No count.
Yo,
wait, you said Jake Paul knocked out who?
Paul Woodley, UFC fight. Was that
Tehran.
I thought it said Paul.
No,
Jake Paul.
I think you
looked. Oh, that's right. You probably said Paul.
Yeah, that's the liquor. That's the liquor talk.
I was trying to research. I was trying. It just didn't work out.
Yeah, I posted the knockout.
Man, that shit was crucial.
He kind of went to sleep.
Yeah,
that shit was crucial.
He did a Nate.
Yeah, he took a nap.
Yeah, he went to sleep.
And I keep telling folks.
I can't say that.
That's what I was about to say. I keep telling folks, no matter how much you don't like the Paul brothers, they are taking this boxing seriously. They're rich. They have nothing to do but go to the gym, and they're taking this seriously. So you can sleep on them if you want and get in the ring. They can knock you out if you give them the opportunity. And we just saw it. He gave an opportunity, and he went night-night.
And let's stress this: they Disney rich, okay?
Yeah.
They got their money initially. That's how the I don't want to say the culture, but that's how a lot of people found out about them.
Yeah.
They had a Disney show. They were Disney kids.
Yeah.
So they took that and expounded, and then they tried to dabble in hip hop. It was awful.
Yeah.
It was really bad. But because they were Disney kids, those kids were going to get this music.
Yeah.
It was like awful kids bop. Like that's how I feel about it.
Well, you know, there's a culture of for white whack artists.
Yeah, and that's them.
Yeah,
that's
but that people will flock to that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag Vanilla Ice.
It was Vanilla Ice was better though. Real talk. At least Vanilla Ice like it was kind of catchy.
That shit was
this.
I mean, it's like the Island Boys, whatever.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, they're terrible.
Yeah, but I think the Paul brothers were worse, in my opinion.
Yeah, well,
that's bad, right?
Yes.
I put somebody named Bertha.
Where the fuck did that come from?
I was looking at my phone.
You know what? No more drinks.
Shout out to Bertha.
Shout out to Bertha. Shout out to Bertha.
Yeah. Big Bertha coming for you,
so,
CP3.
this has been a terrible week in hip hop.
Oh yeah.
Just today, Draco the Ruler was stabbed backstage. A fight broke out, and he was stabbed backstage, which is just it's just sad. This is like I feel like every other week we're reporting a rapper's death.
Yeah.
Also, Kango Kid lost his battle with cancer.
Yeah. Which is crazy because I really thought he was doing well.
Yeah. But yeah, he had stage 4 though.
Yeah, he did. But he had a surgery kind of recently.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, I remember I think I reposted when
Ella was there. Yeah, took the picture with. That was earlier this month, I believe. Mm-hmm. And then also Hub, who was the bass player for the Roots.
Mm-hmm.
He passed away.
Oh, dang.
So like it's been a tough week for hip hop.
And this is not hip hop, but this is R&B, so it kind of goes back. So there's a cold case from 1982.
I saw that.
And in the case, they found a body in a trash bag. New developments and scientific developments. They were able to test the DNA of the person, and it was a former member of
the OJ. Yes.
This is from 1982. So definitely, I mean, even though he's clearly been gone all this time, to get that confirmation is still, it's bittersweet. You're now able to lay that person to rest, But now it is definitely confirmed
Yeah.
of what happened to him.
Unfortunately, I was reading that particular article. One of his daughters actually passed away in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're trying to contact the son.
Yeah.
They're trying to find the son
Yeah.
about the remains and stuff.
Yeah.
So
That's pretty sad.
yeah, that's tough. That's a tough one right there.
Yeah. So it's been kind of rough. Just hold your loved ones close.
Yeah.
That's
So
what I mean. That's all we can say.
happy heavenly birthday to DMX.
Yes, indeed.
Happy heavenly birthday to my uncle Tyrone.
Mm-hmm.
Friday was his birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else's birthday? I think that was the only two. Those were the only two. Oh, and then just rest in peace to my stepmom, Abigail Johnson. She'll be laid to rest this Wednesday. So we definitely got to have to talk about that. Yeah, let's go back to hip hop real quick. So Biz Markie's manager was a snitch.
Yeah.
Long time manager.
Mm-hmm. I saw that. He was
Snitching for
a
years.
whole informant.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he snitched one
Once,
time.
yeah. He was a career informant. Like
a whole informant.
like
that was a shock.
yeah. So here's the thing. So I had a buddy that worked for the DEA,
Mm-hmm.
and he told me when he worked for the DEA that they had open case files on Snoop,
Yeah.
Scarface, Birdman, and another big rapper.
A lot of hip hop artists they had open cases just because that's what they wanted to do.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me and CP3 was talking about that. So it's just crazy. Like he was a whole snitch though.
Yeah.
Like not a half a snitch. Like he was
but he was
not even a
snitching.
snitch.
He wasn't necessarily snitching on the industry. This dude was snitching on the streets.
Like that ain't he was an informant. He was an informant. Like he was the proper snitch.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all talking about open cases. I'm gonna be quiet.
Oh Lord.
Mm-hmm.
I got more. But yeah,
Are you?
Well, I got my license renewed. And ain't nothing happened, so
What you mean ain't nothing happened?
they gave it to me. Normally if you got warrants or something, when you go to get it.
So see, I don't have these problems. So that was a concern of yours?
I done moved around a couple of times.
What?
Sometimes I lost in the mail. I don't know.
I can see if you'll be like, oh, I ain't paid one of the DC tickets. I don't know if they going,
I don't know, man. The way they be going now.
If you got a DC ticket, I think I told you about that before.
Yeah.
If you got a DC ticket, they will not enforce it in Maryland or Virginia.
Not anymore. I thought they changed the law. They said they did.
She requested and they turned her down.
But yeah.
Which is good because I got a $300 ticket.
I don't go to. I go to DC. I catch the lift.
And it was like if you don't pay by such and such day, it's on double.
So I catch the metro. That's why I end up catching metro to the video shoot.
Well, it's probably in your best interest.
Yeah. I do live. I don't. There's too many speed cameras. Too many people that can't drive. Too much construction. And then you got to find somewhere to park. Then if you don't, you got to pay for parking $25. No, I'll catch the metro, get out of the Capital One, and call it a day.
So I got somebody I know CP3 has a comment for. So Future.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Said that he is bigger in the streets. Damn.
Couldn't even swallow that shit.
How many times have you said that in life?
What?
That statement.
He said that he is bigger in the streets than Jay-Z.
So I have questions. So
I gotta let y'all talk for a second.
I have questions. Here's my first question. What is in the streets?
First of all, only reason
why
most
you
people know
so
who
stressed?
because for this skinny crackhead looking
do him like that.
to even suggest, even mention himself in the same sentence with Jay-Z. He's mostly known for getting Cardi B pregnant, marrying her or whatever.
What?
Ain't he the one that was
You all wrong. Oh my God,
that
what's
is,
the name?
exactly. That tells you how much I know about this.
No,
He
Future.
means
Future
nothing.
is Sierra's baby daddy.
Yeah, what are the?
Remember, he didn't
That's-
marry her though. He
well,
has like a million kids.
And that's sad. So that's the thing he's most famous. But I couldn't even remember the person he knocked up.
But you
That
said married.
Mary. I don't know which one. Like I said, I don't know who Cardi. I thought it was one of the Migos. That's what he looked like.
No.
See, that's what I'm saying. I don't, that's he's so irrelevant. I don't
Well,
know.
Future kind of started you should know him because he started a movement that you seem to not really like.
With the skinny jean movement?
No, like it's a
mumble
style
rap
of rap. It's a style of rap that you openly expressed that you didn't.
I mean, honestly, the only track that I've heard him on that I liked him on was a track that he was on with Jay-Z, and he just sang the hook. That's the only reason why I know his name, because he was on a song that Jay-Z did, and he was on the hook. I think the Drake joint. I can't even remember the name of the song. It's a hot song. I can't do it. But he's irrelevant. He does. He for him to even.
This man called. I wouldn't say he's irrelevant. However,
I mean, in the scale of real hip hop, in my opinion,
that's what I'm saying. That's your opinion. I don't feel like he's irrelevant as a whole. I just don't feel like he's as big as he thinks he is. And that's because he's not a small artist, like he has a following. I'll give him that. But when he says big in the streets, exactly what does he mean? Because Jay-Z is not even just an artist, he's an entire corporation at this point.
So my thoughts on this is Jay-Z started in the streets. Jay-Z didn't start off a billionaire. He was a sidekick to Jazzo. And Reasonable Doubt was a hood album. Like, it wasn't really commercial. He didn't really get commercial until he dropped the joint with Hard Knock Life on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then people started seeing him in a different light.
Right.
And then he built
that hustle to corporate America. That's what he's doing now.
And I think Future's real big in Atlanta, but he's not as big as he could be. And Future's not as big as he once was. Like when Future first started, everything was Future.
Yeah.
Now
he's in more places than you probably realize. That's
I mean, like there was a lot of people copying, like Fetty Wap.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people copying him, designer. Like it was dudes from the East Coast copying Future style.
Well, that's what I just said to CP3, that he was the pioneer of the type of hip hop that CP3 is not really quite a fan of.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter, because he was the originator of that.
Yeah, he was auto-tune with trap. Like that's kind of what he was known for. The rap singing melody like type thing.
And now he has because he kind of I don't want to say fell off, but he's kind of fallen to the background. And then he was on The Masked Singer, so now there's a new door open for him as far as people this guy.
I mean, he
This nigga was on The Masked Singer.
Yes, a lot of people were on The Masked Singer that you didn't realize. Faith was on The Masked Singer. Tony Braxton, Bow Wow, a lot of
Busta Rhymes was on there one.
Yeah, Busta he did well, but I knew it was him.
How you don't know this?
Yeah, but here's the thing: some of them were, of course, before DMX passed away, but some people were like, "Oh, is that DMX?" I'm like, "What?" But there were a lot of people. Lil Wayne was on there. Yes, and T-Pain was the first winner.
I remember that he won it.
So it's a lot of people on The Masked Singer. It has a following. So don't come for The Masked Singer.
I'm just saying, I always want to watch it, but I can't get through. I just want to see who the people are. I just can't get through the performances. I can't sit there and watch it.
Okay, so you can go to YouTube, right?
Yeah, I just never.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But amazing, they just had their finale recently. Yeah. Should I say that as a spoiler? Because it did come on TV already.
Fuck them.
But I'm mad that Faith didn't win. But Jewel, I don't know if you
Oh,
remember
for real,
her.
too? Yeah.
Yeah.
I watch.
And the second person was Todrick Hall. He's amazing. I love him. You may not know him because he's not as big as he could be. But
What, the actor or something?
well, I first came in contact with Todrick Hall years ago when someone did a parody of Beauty and the Beast. You know, it's like an opening scene with Belle, and it was like really ratchet, but it was well put together. Like the music was on point. They changed the lyrics and everything, and it just flowed. I loved it. That was Todrick Hall, and he did a lot of little parodies and things like that. So he kind of got that his following from going viral on social media. Then after that, he started putting on like plays and things like that. My daughter was like, "Why is he not like this huge Broadway star at this point?"
I've
Because
never heard of him.
yeah, and a lot of people haven't, and that's I wish it was different, but it's not. Um, he is a part of the. He's a. I don't want to say he's a part of. I don't want to assume that he's a part of. However, things that I've seen, it appears that he's a part of. If not a part of, then at least an advocate for the LGBTQ community. Um, but Todrick, his personality, his drive is to me, and his talent. He's able to just throw some stuff together, and you're like, wow, who thinks of these things? Like I said, the parody of the Beauty and the Beast, like she was in the hood. It was the funniest thing ever. I'm gonna make sure y'all see that by the end of the evening. Y'all know how I operate. But a lot of stars go to the Masked Singer to reinvent themselves or find their inner artist voice.
I mean, it must have worked because now you got Samsung commercials.
There you go.
Future.
Future. He did amazing. I'm just going to be honest with you. Not many hip hop artists go as far as he did.
Well, once is I look at for Future. He's I don't know why would you compare yourself to Jay when you know that your catalog is not as strong as that. And Jay is popping in the streets. Here's the thing. People my age like Jay. People renegade age like Jay also.
Mm-hmm.
They're like he appeals to all age groups where like a certain age group is only going to like Future.
Mm-hmm.
Amen, bro.
And there is there are plenty of people that you can compare to.
Yeah.
That ain't one of them.
And it's plenty of people that he can say he's better than.
Yeah.
I'll give him that. However, I feel like
But this is a dude who claimed, "Oh, I'm not a rapper. I'm a trapper."
yeah,
Well,
that's stupid.
well, Jay-Z said, "I'm not a rapper. I was a hustler 20 years before you even said that."
Yeah. But my thing is,
You just replaced one word.
To come for Jay, I feel like that's stupid because if it was no Jay, most of you guys wouldn't be here.
Well,
and are you on his platform? Are you profiting and doing well? Were you ever doing well because of his platform? That's directly Jay.
Exactly.
So don't come for him. That's how I feel like.
Well, I mean, well, his proof was in the pudding. When DJ Khaled did that song, he was like, "Oh, by the way, you're gonna be on a song with Jay-Z and Beyonce." And you think you about the rapping, all you get to do is the hook?
Yeah. Yeah.
What does that say?
Not to necessarily put Jay up on like a this godly pedestal.
Well,
but I feel like he is a pioneer. He's paving the way for you. Yeah. And for you to come off like that, I hate that. I hate when they do that.
I mean, just say that you popping in the streets.
There you go. You could have left it at that.
Why
do you have to try to say, "Oh, I'm bigger than," or "I'm better than"? Like, I'm confused.
See, I said that to somebody the other day, and they told me I was wrong. That you can get a compliment without being passive aggressive.
Yeah, you can. You are. First of all, me personally, I'm not in competition with anybody else. I'm not. The only person that you should ever be in competition with is yourself. Be better than what you're doing today.
Yeah.
So tomorrow, you be better than what you were doing today. Don't worry about what everybody else do. There is enough room for all of us to win. So why are you trying to
Put somebody
put
down.
down the other person? And then in this case, it's not even just that you're putting down, you're just kind of being like ridiculous at this point.
I mean, it's one of those things that's saying one of the thing I love about this show is we promote networking and unity. We have everybody from other podcasts, uh, everything. Do I think that we have a great team? Yes. Do I think that we have a great podcast? Yes. Do I have to put down every motherfucking podcast out there to say that we great? No.
We can. We don't have to.
I mean, there was a point in my
Here
life
you
that I
go.
used to.
Here you go. But that's my thing. Everybody has their lane.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to do that. And I felt like that's one thing I did when I'm gonna be real with you. When Cardi first came out, she irritated my soul. But one thing I did like about her was that she was saying in reference to her and Nicki, like it's enough room for all of us.
Oh, and congratulations to Carly B because she actually has not one,
Hmm.
not
Yeah.
two.
Hmm.
She has three singles that are a diamond.
Yep.
That's 10 times platinum.
Yep. Kudos to her. And here's the thing.
Whether you like her music or not,
That's a
you got to pay homage to
and
that.
that's how I feel. And she really harps on all of us can be out here eating.
Yeah.
These female, we don't have that many female hip hop artists.
But that's the thing. Even at the height of her popularity, she gave like City Girls a feature.
And Megan,
Yeah.
she was like, "Oh, okay, Megan, up and coming. I'm working with you
Yeah.
too."
Showing everybody we can all eat. And I like that because they have that stigma of, and it wasn't always like that. So let me just let that there can only be one top female. That's some bullshit because growing up, we had Salt Pepper, we had Queen Latifah, we had MC Light, we had
Yes.
Antoinette, we
Mhm.
had Sweet Tea, we had
Sister
Vanessa Simpson,
Soldier.
we had Sister Soldier,
Yo yo.
Yo Yo, we had the Conscious Daughters of Rap. I could name.
And they were able to come together.
Yes.
They were able to do projects together, do concerts together, do interviews together.
It only when we got to the little Kim Foxy Brown era, they started doing that it can only be one shit.
Well, Lil Kim and Foxy Brown had their
Little beef
little
effort,
beef,
yeah.
but I mean, and
But at
that's
the same time, that's not even true because there was times when Lady Mob with the Patti LaBelle remake shit. They had everybody on it.
yeah,
And actually Missy Elliott actually mixed the song.
which I love.
Um but
Lady Marmalade.
yeah, that's that shit called. Uh yeah, you liked that video, didn't you?
I'm sure he did. The way he said it,
Yeah. Yeah.
said Maya.
Yeah, I bet.
She been out there a little bit lately. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
But there were plenty of when Missy was hot, Eve was still hot. Like so there's plenty of room for the Megans, the Kellys, and it is. What's going on, sir? What's going on at the bar?
What's going on? This is A.N.T.
Nothing much, nothing much.
What's going on, bro?
How y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Doing all right. Just enjoying the holidays with the family.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Gotta enjoy those times. Don't get a lot of them, and gotta enjoy them when they get here.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. So we were in the middle of talking about and as an artist, I would love to get your thoughts on this. So we were in the middle of actually talking about what was it? We talking about the females like Carly B had just got 10 times three singles 10 times platinum diamond, and how they're there was a stigma that could only be one for a long time. Uh,
Hmm.
and how that wasn't, from my era, it always wasn't like that. And as an
Yeah.
independent artist, how do you feel about stuff like that?
I do think that as far as in like you mean a female artist and then just the heights that she can reach as far as selling wise.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's crazy because it is something like that, and because there are dope women artists that but it feels like like they only had a certain style for the but I feel like it's getting a little bit better. With Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, there's more people are breaking through more than they have for a while. But it's a slow process with that because I feel like with female artists, people they hear them speak and everybody's looking for it on the underground circuit or when you coming up, everybody's scouting for it. But then at the same time, when it gets to a certain height, it switches up and stuff like that. They ain't looking for them anymore. They are they not hitting where they need to, or people aren't letting them in the game. But I feel like she's actually broke through and stayed consistent with a lot of stuff. And I think it's about consistency and a team around you as well. And so you definitely got to have a strong team that just keeps pushing, and you have to have that mindset with the times as well.
it's a very good answer. And stuff that you talk about, consistency, the mindset, and a good team is not just exclusive for a dope female. That's for any up and coming artist. But definitely,
Yeah,
but those are something everybody needs. Definitely.
yeah. I mean, I think that some people don't like. They just don't get the push. Like, I think some females get set up to where, like, I don't know. I don't want to say mismanaged or whatever like that. But even like, didn't Megan Thee Stallion have a bad deal at first when she was coming, into the game?
Yeah, she
It's like, yeah. So I feel like it's already a little bit of them breaking through as it is, and then they get mismanaged or whatever else, and it makes it even harder. Because I just think that I don't know, people say they want that stuff, but when it gets to the point, then look how many female artists actually are that high. So I can name off the top a bunch of female artists that need and deserve that though.
then go ahead.
Right. Tell us.
Yeah.
Well, we got all different kinds of people from um, people that were setting trends with the Young Maz, and then we got people where Rap City, and we got like, and then it's so many like in the West Coast. I know that the chick that was Snow the Prophet, she was killing stuff in the circle for a long time. Um, what's the other? It's a couple other ones. I can't think of the name right now, but like there's some female artists that are killing the game, and they have their own unique style, but it's not the style that's fitting with today's stuff, right? The radio type of image and all of that stuff. So then they don't get the play they deserve.
Yeah, there's like
Right.
Tara Whack, there's Jean Grey.
Well, he said Young and May.
Yeah.
She's a porn director now. So
What?
okay, I just guess I just
Hmm.
let y'all know about that. Yeah,
My people just had her out in West Virginia. She performed.
she's been doing stuff lately, but we haven't seen. She's a director. I said that.
Mm.
All you heard was porn. I said she's a director. So that's some of it, for her.
Well,
But
I know she had to step away from the music for a second because she did check herself into rehab
yeah.
for alcohol.
Hmm.
You know,
But
we,
before she went into rehab, that's what she was doing. So
yeah,
we haven't heard a lot from her. But
Yeah.
I like the fact that, she decided to not just focus on the music because a lot of artists they don't realize that you
you
got a time frame that you're gonna be hot, you know, and
yeah.
then you gotta, work towards something else as well, and then try to keep that relevancy up. You can't just it's not so a lot of times it's not really all about the music because you got to stay relevant.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So I commend her for that.
Well,
Try to do something else too.
I love anybody that knows how to uh, get another separate stream of income.
I mean, look at Rihanna.
You know,
I mean,
uh,
she
Hmm.
1.7 billion right
Yeah.
now. That's what she's worth.
I was looking for it.
Jeez. You was looking for?
That's
Oh,
that is.
ASAP Rocky got that locked down.
Don't be mad,
He
CP3.
mad. He
I'm
extra
mad.
mad.
I'm mad.
Lady Antoinette, you got a question for our guest?
Yeah, tell us about you, your music, your style. Give us kind of
I don't think you were here when we interviewed him last
no,
time.
because I need to know this. But at the same time, there are people that may be tuning in and don't
Yeah, well, I had connected with y'all last time, and I was just releasing. I was about to release one of my singles off of my album, and my style is I can be aggressive. I can be, I can have that kind of street kind of sound. I can have lyricism with it, or I can slow it down and do some smooth stuff as well.
know.
So I like to I don't want to say it's not nothing close to Drake or nothing like that, like his style, but the way you can switch up and you can do something serious and you can also do some mellow stuff as well is like what I like to do. And so I mix a little bit of up north with a little bit of down south and you know, beats with the lyricism basically.
Okay. Did I send you guys my question for her? I don't think I did. Not this time. Was this when I was driving from Florida? I think something I was stressed out.
You asked for someone that's been drinking since
Okay.
2 o'clock.
You just can't be functioning. 151. That's when I was driving up from Florida. I think I was too stressed out to send y'all my questions.
Probably.
Okay. So I do have a question that I didn't get to ask last time. Um, you seem to be an artist with a good head on your shoulders. So with that said, tell me, um, what type of impact do you want to leave on the culture? Not just with music, but just impact in general.
Well, the impact for me, I was doing some acting things before I was doing music as well, or kind of around the same time. And I've been not we were just you were just talking about her Young and May doing some different stuff, and I was just doing some different stuff as well, as far as in um, writing and directing music videos. And then so I wanted to get into that and kind of influence that way into with art as well. And then also I have people behind me that look up to me that they're starting way earlier than I did when I started rapping. And I see that the potential that they have, and so I know the rights and the wrongs of the moves that I made, and so I want to teach them. So when they're going through this process, they don't have to take as long as I did to find the routes and everything. So I just want to, help people grow, um, share my knowledge with them as I'm still getting knowledge myself. And then also with this directing these music videos, I just want to leave some kind of, besides my words as well, I want to leave some art behind it, visualization of what the plans and things that I got in my head. I create a lot of things. I don't know if I sent y'all some music videos, but um, it just, I want to make sure that I'm hitting from all angles as well, just not with the music, and leave my imprint in multiple ways.
Okay.
No doubt, no doubt. But I want to give you a slight piece of advice with what you just said about, trying to help others and, get them on. Me and 151 was speaking before the show. I have my own
Mm.
podcast and, sport network that I run. And, I took a couple of folks under my wing and mentored them and, even put them on with some of the, the contacts that I had, but they didn't show love and respect to the effort that I put in to help put them where they are. And then they reach out
Hmm.
after the fact, after they haven't, shown no love and then trying to, poach me for more of my contact after they seen some of the stuff that I'm doing. So you want to share and help folks grow, but don't give too much of yourself because folks will use you in all type in every game, not just sports, not just music, but in everything.
Yeah, you would just
Oh yeah.
have a limit.
So
Yeah.
let me piggyback on what about that. So one of the things is that you gotta when you gotta have the right people in your circle, and then you have to know who to help. And the real talk is, like I said, when me and my God bless GOP, my late partner Black GOP was doing True Radio, we literally had a dude. I done said this multiple times. We literally had a dude take the concept of what we were doing on our show, where it was two guys,
Mhm.
and the female we put was a singer slash model. He literally did a show, and he put two guys, and the female was a singer slash model.
Mm.
Not once did he ever give us props for um, creating that blueprint for him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it's just there are people that are energy vampires. They see you doing good, they're gonna try to suck you dry. They're gonna like, yo, you doing this, you doing it. So you gotta be selective on who you choose to help and what direction you're going, because there's some people they only want to be there for the ride.
Yeah.
Like any relationship, it's a reason or a season. And some people when they season over, they want to stick around because they they want to try to make the same moves that you do.
And ride the coattails and try to copy and mimic, and they won't even acknowledge that you're the one that put the idea out there. And then the smart thing to do would be to collaborate and try to
And
branch
Bill,
off of what you started, but then they try to steal your idea and
Mm.
not even man enough or woman enough to look you in the eye when they do it. So, that's some of my personal stuff. That's just, give you a little info.
Oh, I
I've been in the
yeah,
sports
I
journalism
feel
game for
like
a
we can
while.
pull up, you know what I mean? But
No,
shout
y'all
out,
don't want to do that.
no, we don't need to pull up because, like I said, I,
quick,
I used to pull up, but now
can
I'm
I,
not saying now I just pull out, but you know what
if
Mhm.
you do, uh,
I'm saying. I
quick,
always, well,
quick
most of the
shout
time.
out. Let me get a quick shout out to Alexis who just tuned in. Congratulations on your move to Atlanta, Alexis. We are so
Oh, congrats.
Mhm. Indeed.
Yeah.
but
But yeah, I definitely understand where y'all coming from with everything, because over the years, definitely run into those issues and stuff like that. So I've definitely uh, brushed shoulders with people that were on some negative type vibes and just were there for gain their own gain and to dip off and stuff. So I definitely been through exactly what y'all said. So I definitely know to keep my stuff selective.
Mhm.
Definitely, you gotta be selective who you keep in your circle, who
yes,
you give your energy to, and who you talk to. I've learned that, excuse me, throughout the years, because I got folks mimicking my show, mimicking the apparel line and everything. And a quick segment, line. So we got the fresh new Sports on the Hill podcast hats in the fitted. I'm getting the snapbacks done in a little while. Gotta, find me a wholesale. These prices are ridiculous in this market right now. But hit me up for the new Sports OTHP apparel. You can hit the website, sportsothp.com. Hoodies, sweatshirts, cell phone covers, tote bags, umbrellas. We got everything.
We
Support the
got
movement.
everything.
Yeah, support the movement, baby. DC Sports Other Politics. All right, that's my shameless plug. So had to get it out.
We heard.
It was a good segue.
I see.
Yeah.
Um, so you have a new project that you're working on now, sir?
Yeah, I actually do. I'm actually coming out with an LP with somebody January 1st. The artist named T Bell. We're coming out with a LP called Emerald City. Like I said, January 1st on all streaming platforms. I already have a video to this that's been out for a little while now. Um, it's doing well, and then I feel like this album is definitely gonna be a nice introduction to the new year. And then from then on, I got a couple of things. I've been working on the low, and then just making some business moves uh, while I've been working. So because I just came out with my last album in about March, April. So I've been pushing that and just making moves on the low and building up. So we're gonna drop this LP first, and then I'll let that do its thing, and then I got plenty more projects in the process. But I want to make sure my business is on point before I make some moves.
That's what's up.
You had a question, Lady Internet?
Um, I do have a question.
I can smell it in the air. I'm good with this,
No,
huh?
I do have a question. What would you say if you were at some type of interview, performance, or something like that, and you got somebody on your team that not quite right. And
Hmm.
let's say you look down at your phone that they looking at and you see like some blonde hair, blue eyed chick or some porn or something like that.
Oh, I know you ain't talking about some of the stuff
So
you
what
just said to me.
what would you what would you do? Like
Black people, man.
if they just something ain't right with them,
Red
what would
people,
you
man.
do on your team? What would you do? I need that advice.
Um, I'm pretty blunt, pretty straightforward with things. So if if I see something a little off,
Mm,
I'm if people around me know how serious how serious I am about what I do, and also they know that I'm gonna come to them straightforward. So if I see some funny stuff, then I'm gonna address the funny stuff, and then if they feel a certain type of way, if you feel some type of way when we talking, and I'm being just honest with you about my opinion or what I'm talking about. If you don't like that, then I guess you got to be somewhere else because it's all about being straightforward with one another.
exactly.
And and if we can't be straightforward with one another, how we gonna do business and all of that other stuff? And so
Yeah,
I need to call you out on some stuff if I need to call you out on some stuff.
See?
exactly.
And if I'm not, then you need to do the same.
So what's funny to you might not be funny to the next person. Exactly.
So
I feel you.
what you saying is I should go ahead and chat CP3 about this blonde hair that got his eye right now
What's
that
wrong
he
with you?
keeps
Look,
staring at
I'm
today.
trying to find me some companionship if it
So
happens to
that's
be
what
a
you're
blonde
saying.
hair, blue eyes.
That's true
So
though.
be
You gotta be honest and open with your team. That's good. I like
and
that.
I'm looking for a sponsor.
Yeah,
Shit.
you know what? See, that's
It's hard out
that's why I always
here.
want to pop him. Like I
Look,
need one of those school teacher rulers,
look.
the wooden
Actually,
one
Uh,
I got the paddle with the ball on the
with
table.
the ball, but
uh,
he
See,
probably
look,
like that. I
that
don't know
sound,
about
see,
that.
what kind of freaky shit be going on in here, man? Paddles and balls and shit. Nah, no, these words don't go together in the
He
same
gonna have
sentence.
the ball, the red
Paddles and
ball in his
balls.
mouth.
Nah, ain't like paddling no balls around here. I don't know what kind of
He
party
gonna
y'all
have
Do
the
you
having.
have a
red ball in
CP3?
his
Do you have a
mouth.
Nah, I
question?
don't do that shit.
You have a question for I guess?
Um, what's any latest projects you got going on in the videos?
You already said that.
Man, my bad. Man, it's bottom.
Bless his heart.
Man, I
Thank
got
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
You want me to come back
Come
to you
back
with?
around and round robin.
All
Yeah,
right. So what's the difference between this LP and the last project that you put out?
the difference with this LP and the last project, I think the last project it was more of digging into a little bit of both sounds that I was talking about before. I put a little bit of harmonizing, a little bit of singing to it, and then I also had some harder bars as well. I kind of mixed everything up and gave um, basically a little bit of each style. It's called Ants Life. I'm A.N.T. And so I just wanted to make sure that because even though I hear a bunch of different flows and stuff around now, I've been playing with flows for a minute, and so I felt that I wanted to just give that kind of vibe, like as in everything kind of cohesively fit together. And I'm just making sure I gave everybody a different sound so I can connect with a little bit of every audience. Versus on this one, um, I kind of went on a style of more, I guess, a down type of feel. The beats are harder and stuff like that. A lot of them are, um, stuff you can play in the club. It's a nice vibe of just, being out, like as in party vibes and free flowing with that. So it's not more of diving into a bunch of things. We're just focusing mostly on just club bangers on this one. And so we're gonna keep it light, keep it fun. We have bars in there as well, but definitely something that can turn the club up with.
Okay. All right. CP3, do you got anything or try to go to Lady Antoinette?
Uh, you say you want to try to help influence the game and get the game in a better direction, which I definitely applaud. And if I recall, when you were on the show, you did have a nice variety of music that you do. Um, since the last time we spoke, I know, like you said, trying to grind and find your way. What's some of the trials and tribulations, let's say, you've gone through, like you say, going from the album you dropped before and the album you about to drop now? What are some of the things that you might have learned to pick up in the travels just from the last time you were on this show?
Um, well, dropping this last one, um, I dropped this one, but then also working with a bunch of other people. We were talking about helping other people and everything like that. I did realize that it's time after this LP. It's time to really go back to myself and go with it because, working with other people, building people features here and there. You get away from your stuff, your sound as well. So I definitely wanted to reel back in and focus on different things. I wanted to focus on business aspects, like as far as I said, writing and directing music videos. I wanted to create a for that, and then some other things as well. So it's just about really making moves, thinking about my music content and what direction I want to go with next. Doing things with other people makes me realize what I want to do and what I don't want to do. And besides that, I just been working on myself and grinding. I bought a house this year. I'm building.
Well, we can't just skip over that.
Right.
That's just some easy task. You have a house this year.
But yeah, I bought a house this year, and because I wanted to own my own, so uh, I bought that, and then I wanted to transition that into. I have a basement. I'm going to transition that into a studio and everything, and I'm going to make sure that's covered by the business as well. So anything I put into that will be covered by my business to recover on my taxes as well. I'm trying to make sure that I'm good with my business side, so I can already have that covered when I'm doing this music side.
Okay. But any black man that's doing ownership, we're gonna applaud and celebrate because I think that's something that we as a people we don't we don't get enough credit for. We don't take it as seriously as we need to. So definitely, like we're not gonna just shoot over that. I bought a house this
Well,
year. Nah, that's a big accomplishment, and we definitely want to salute you, give you flowers. We give you flowers right
uh,
here, like on some real stuff.
I
Definitely,
appreciate it.
definitely. You got anything, Lady Antoinette?
I was actually going to ask him what changes in his life. That's literally what I was
Hmm.
going to ask. Um,
That's a big change right there.
right. So he kind of answered
You
that
gotta answer that
question.
real quick, huh?
Well, on the social aspect, these changes that you've made in your life, how has your moves as an artist, how has that changed your social life?
Um, well, I'm up. I'm up somewhere where I don't. I'm not from here. I live in Roanoke, and I'm not from here originally. So uh, all my contacts basically are through music versus like my other job that I do as well. So my social life consists mostly with music. Is so I create the relationships with that, and I've been doing a few festivals this year. Trying to build back up from the lockdown of last year a little bit. But I've recently gotten to people that are more serious with this stuff. Like, as in, I've always told myself I don't want to be doing shows with people that are on my level. I want to make sure I'm always reaching for higher, people that are a little bit above and be in that circle and then go and jump into, elevate each time. And so I'm finding myself in um, better markets and situations where I'm getting taken seriously now. So I'm getting away from a certain kind of show, and now I'm just trying to build off of that, build the connections with different people, and it feels good because I already knew the crowd that I was in, and doing things. It's just being consistent with things, like we were talking about before. With consistency is key, and I'm just trying to stay in that circle right there. You only go as far as you only go as far as the people you keep around you.
So let's talk about what you were just saying because like you the fact that you know what, I'm growing, and as you're growing, you're elevating, and you're like, well, I don't want to do this particular show anymore. I want to do this one on a bigger venue. and that's part of your growth. And the fact that you recognize that is amazing. So this is where a lot of indie artists fail. They get comfortable.
Mm.
A lot of people get comfortable being the man on their block, or being the person or being the person in their city, um,
Yeah.
and so they fail at that. So, and what happens is it starts to fail, and you're not able to grow.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So,
Yeah. I mean,
you to grow. And as long as you're growing, like I think that's one of the most best things and good things that you can do.
Mm-hmm.
hmm and I think that just the fact that I don't know too many people here as well. And then it just I take the relationships and the networking seriously with people, and I I'm all over the place when I perform. I'm different places and stuff, but I'm quiet and stuff where I keep the energy of people to see if it's with my energy. And so, because as we get older, we don't need to waste the time on things that ain't going to work out. So I make sure that you know um, it's all cool to have fun and everything, but if we're not helping each other grow, then what we doing? You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly. That's always a good thing.
You said what now?
So that's some real shit.
Yeah.
You're not growing, you just stagnating. You gotta,
I mean,
adapt, you gotta move.
and that's the thing. Like I said, the fact that he recognizes that, like, you know what, I've done this format for a bit. I need to do something else. Um, Speaks volume, because this whole thing is like you're growing your brand.
Yeah.
So as you're growing your brand, you got to go out to your comfort zone. So if you cool with performing in front of 5 people, and you're not ready to grow, then you're gonna have to, in order you to elevate, you gotta learn to perform in front of. You did 5 this time, so next year you should do 20.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, after that you should do 40. Then you should be able to be. You know what I'm saying? You got to make yourself uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Growth is about being uncomfortable at times.
Mm-hmm.
And challenging yourself, and doing something different, and 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 showing why you're this. You know, that's the one thing
Mm-hmm.
about growth that you got to do, and I applaud him for him knowing that.
He's forcing himself to grow.
Yeah,
He's pushing himself.
because the easiest thing is to stay in that comfort zone. Shit.
Appreciate
When you comfortable, hell, why get up?
Yep.
Why get up? Why
it.
get up?
I'll be here. Just stay right
Mm.
here.
So I got some good news and I got some bad news. Well, no, we're still going. We're live on everything except for Facebook right now, because Facebook has just shut us down.
Yeah.
But we're still live on YouTube. We're still live on Twitter. We're still live on Twitch. So we're gonna continue with the interview and still have a good time. I just checked all the other ones up. It just Facebook decided, and every now and then Facebook does that. I'm not gonna say anything bad because they'll probably shut me down next week too. So.
Like they doing it right now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I can say.
Hey,
I'm just
still,
being
I'm still up. So I ain't had no beef lately.
Okay.
Even though they still suppressing my views, they ain't put
But
me in jail.
You said they ain't put you in jail.
they ain't put you in jail
I've
yet.
been out of jail, so I'm gonna just leave it alone.
So, but
Yeah.
you did send me some music, so let me go ahead and play some of this good old music that you sent me. Um, so the songs you sent, what's the
Mm-hmm.
main difference between from your last time?
The one that I played last time was, I believe, I know I sent "Never Back Down," which is has a UK drill almost type of beat to it, and I'm not sure if I sent something else, but I know those vibes. I have a song on that I sent y'all, I believe, and it might be called Silence, that is on that type of vibe as well. I think I sent a song maybe called On Go, which has some smooth type of vibes. And then For Real is from my the LP, and that's just I guess some club type of vibe. So I sent something that has a little UK drill, little club, type vibe, and then something that has some smooth type of stuff. So it's a little variety there.
Okay, okay. So let's see.
Then I also
Go ahead. What you about to say?
no, I said, and I believe I sent some videos just so if whatever y'all wanted to check out, I made sure that y'all had, plenty.
I think I got the video for Never Back Down already. Uh, I'll just got you gotta give me a second. I'll load up the other one uh before we end the show. But I think we're gonna go with T Bell featuring A.N.T.
That's the new that's the one that's gonna be off the LP called Emerald City.
Oh, well, then I got good choices then. Okay, that's how great I am. All right, we're going about to play this. I'm about to play some of your joints real quick. All right.
All right.
This shit crazy. Papa, you crazy for this one. I'm on my game for real. We taking these names, I'm feeling like dang for real. That shit a shame. Yes, your bitch came for real. That's not your main for real. I gotta go get it. Fuck your opinion as long as I'm winning. Grind every day, got my fam out the trench. It can sit on my ass, sure, that's not how I'm living. Addicted to money, can't I'm on my game for real. We taking these names, I'm feeling like dang for real. That shit a shame. Yes, your bitch came for real. That's not your main for real. I gotta go get it. Fuck your opinion as long as I'm winning. Grind every day, got my fam out the trench. It can sit on my ass, sure, that's not how I'm living. Addicted to money, can't fuck with you.
Naughty by nature, turning coal into diamonds, turning scenes into sirens. Ugly bitches get the Heisman. Only real niggas riding, making waves like Poseidon. Trailblazing, blum blazing, no debating, not time. Got the game on the line, I'm killing the ops and your bitch fine. Putting too much work to fall back. Team on my back, I can never look back. No, all the niggas spit is crack. Snow, when I drop, it's a snow globe. I'm on my game for real. Came from the bottom, seen niggas change for real. I've been starving for a meal. Rug rat, baby, like Phil and Lil. Now I get baked like Uncle Phil. Neck on froze, man, I can't chill. Niggas be capping and acting, man. Fuck it, I might make a scene for real. Got my family out the trenches, doubting me, but they gon' come to their senses. Fall for all of these inches. Now they trying to mend fences, but I'm all about business.
I'm on my game for real. We taking these names, I'm feeling like dang for real. That shit a shame. Yes, your bitch came for real. That's not your main for real. I gotta go get it. Fuck your opinion as long as I'm winning. Grind every day, got my fam out the trench. It can sit on my ass, sure, that's not how I'm living. Addicted to money, can't fuck. I'm on my game for real. We taking these names, I'm feeling like dang for real. That shit a shame. Yes, your bitch came for real. That's not your main for real. I gotta go get it. Fuck your opinion as long as I'm winning. Grind every day, got my fam out the trench. It can sit on my ass, sure, that's not how I'm living. Addicted to money, can't fuck with you.
My daughter been locked in the kennel. Hungry as fuck, now I need my percentage. They counting me out, can't stand it, I'm winning. To go to my city, little pussy admit it. We talk about money, I get it, I get it. Versace and Louis on me, this shit fit. I feel like Jane, but show me your titties. Y'all gon' know my name, yeah, I know how I finish. I poppin' my shit, what you mean? These people be fame, risking it off of the cream. Swear that shit is a dream. How I get up on stage in the tank, I'm doing my thing. Feeling like Brady, I'm building my tank. Back on my bullshit, it's fuck what you think. I'ma do me, her just stay in your lane. No, we dropping bodies, I put that on game.
I'm on my game for real. We taking these names, I'm feeling like dang for real. That shit a shame. Yes, your bitch came for real. That's not your main for real. I gotta go get it. Fuck your opinion as long as I'm winning. Grind every day, got my fam out the trench. It can sit on my ass, sure, that's not how I'm living. Addicted to money, can't fuck. I'm on my game for real. We taking these names, I'm feeling like dang for real. That shit a shame. Yes, your bitch came for real. That's not your main for real. I gotta go get it. Fuck your opinion as long as I'm winning. Grind every day, got my fam out the trench. It can sit on my ass, sure, that's not how I'm living. Addicted to money, can't fuck with you women.
Appreciate it.
I like the beat because the beat is a little bit different.
Got them violins.
What
What you say?
was it the one you talk about for real?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
like that beat. It was a little different. A little different.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
All right, so we're gonna go with T Bell featuring A.N.T. I love violins, like CP3 was
Yeah,
saying.
violins, man. You got violins, you already got me hooked. That's why I love violins. I put them in my beats also.
But we're gonna play this other one, Silence, now.
CP3 over here sipping to music, getting
You
toe
see,
up.
his eyes
The sound
look like
is
shit right now.
That drink was a banger, man. It had me pouring some more tequila, man. I put a little bit more in my cup than I was supposed to.
Oh shit.
huh.
Like I start turning
Yeah.
tables over.
You know what?
He going.
Yeah, silence gonna be
With,
in that. I just saw the other. I said the silence brings in is gonna bring some more energy, and then I just saw the other thing I sent too. That Beyonce knows is more of a singing type of vibe, so it'll be a switch up from what y'all hear too.
Cool. Yeah, I need to calm down a little bit. Cool.
yeah, because he about to go spend $40 by when he leave the show tonight.
Get up off the floor.
Don't make me reach in my bag.
Oh no.
I went to the bank.
You gonna spend 60?
80.
I got 101.
Oh.
Ah shit.
What? Never mind.
I got 101 in my bag, dog. Merry Christmas.
We already know what you about to do.
I ain't decided yet. Depending on what time the show is.
All right, let me play this next song.
Right, please, cause cut his mic.
I'm just telling you, don't play.
Yeah. I'm just with the gang. A.N.T. Silence, you better call me your highness. Diamonds, dancing on me, that's blindness. Ops, we don't show 'em no kindness. Silence, you better call me your highness. Riot, put a nigga on silent. Quiet, man, I'm higher than a pilot. Touchdown, only when I bust down. No greyhound, dog, I'm in a race now. Hate now, don't matter, get cake now. Yeah, it's the niggas' damn season. Giving CPR, they ain't breathing. Just a young kid from the east end. Say you on my level, you reaching. Chain hanging like a chandelier. Bunch of racks, that's a field of deer. Got niggas make you disappear. It's A.N.T, we gon' get this clear. No breaks, no days off. Do the running man. To this money, catch a nigga popping rubber bands. Moving up like the Jeffersons, you know the plan. Doing me, catch me stunting like I'm Jackie Chan. Silence, you better call me your highness. Diamonds, dancing on me, that's blindness. Ops, we don't show 'em no kindness. Silence, you better call me your highness. Hold up, nobody move, nobody saying a word. Hold up, I got the keys, I might just flip me a bird. Hold up, Bell got the, I might have to give him the word. Hold up, came from the bottom, I used to put work on that curb. Not talking dope, but the nigga is powder. Getting these checks, putting work by the hour. Need me a meal and I better devour. They watching my moves, but I flex with the power. Call me your highness, we rolling that pressure. Ice on the nigga, ain't talking vanilla. They speaking my name, but don't know any better. You not with the gang, then you spell out the name. A.N.T, like Biggie, it was all a dream. They say you got one shot, but I loaded up the magazine. They used to hate, now one FaceTime like Maybelline. Library flow, when I speak, all my niggas scream. Silence, you better call me your highness. Diamonds, dancing on me, that's blindness. Ops, we don't show 'em no kindness. Silence, you better call me your highness. A.N.T.
Hard.
I ain't even gonna lie.
I like it.
That track, man, he wanted to start spitting in that motherfucker, dog.
CP3 got in his gun.
Yeah, like that joint had some instrumental. I was about to say, man, keep that beat right. About to have to sit some style on air, dog. Shit. Yeah, that joint was that's definitely a banger. You need to definitely drop that as soon as possible. I think that joint is definitely a banger. Definitely a club banger. Maybe even a strip club.
So that silence is gonna be on that Emerald City LP. We have a couple singles. We have it's 8 songs on it. We have a couple of singles on there of our own, you know, that we're gonna put on there as well. And so I'm gonna put that one on there. He got something as well, and then we'll have our group things as well. So
okay, definitely
January 1st I'll be out, and then I'll be writing and stuff for this video and put that together as well.
Okay.
All right, let me play this Beyonce Knows joint.
Oh yeah, it's a whole switch up.
It's all smooth. make a video of this CP3.
Tell me all your secrets, I've been dying to know. When I hit it, I might lose control. Looking like a stripper when she on that pole. Make her see Z's like Beyonce knows. Working for a nigga like whoa. Hit it, I might lose control. Tell me what no one knows. I make her see Z's like Beyonce knows. Working for a nigga like whoa. Hit it, I might lose control. Tell me what no one knows. I make her see Z's like Beyonce knows. I've been searching for a girl like you, always on time, put it on me, I'm Ja Rule. Only for the rule, shit, I might act a damn fool. Diving in your pool, doing laps like a tongue do. Now I got you, what you gon' do? Secrets, been in your Vicky secrets. Surfing on this wave, shit, I'm seasick, oh. Michael Jackson, I just beat it. Knight and shining, I'm a slaying dragons for your secrets. Destiny, you and me make the perfect recipe. Until it's R.I.P., yeah. You know what it is, and I put that on A.N.T. She the queen bee, man, I feel like I'm Jay-Z. Tell me all your secrets, I've been dying to know. When I hit it, I might lose control. Looking like a stripper when she on that pole. Make her see Z's like Beyonce knows. Working for a nigga like whoa. Hit it, I might lose control. Tell me what no one knows. I make her see Z's like Beyonce knows. Working for a nigga like whoa. Hit it, I might lose control. Tell me what no one knows. I make her see Z's like Beyonce knows. Tell me all your secrets, I've been dying to know. When I hit it, I might lose control. Looking like a stripper when she on that pole. Make her see Z's like Beyonce knows. Working for a nigga like whoa. Hit it, I might lose control.
The first time you called in, you ain't send me no shit like this. It's hard. Like, let me tell you something. The other two joints are bangers. This is a hit. It's a big difference.
Yeah,
Like the,
CP3 pulled out his money.
I didn't know where I was going tonight. I told him I had 100 ones in my bag. I know where I'm going after I leave the show.
First of all, anyone who carries 100 ones in their bag,
we know where you go. We know where you
You
going.
never know what you might.
There's only one place I can think of anyone carrying 100 ones. It's the
You ain't going to no laundry. You know,
the laundry. Okay, change versus $1 bills. It's two different things. You didn't get quarters.
Quarters be too heavy.
Look,
100
man,
lighter, man.
I'm gonna tell you though that Beyonce knows joint. Like I said, the other two bangers, fire. But that joint, that would be a hit for me.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I like it. Honestly, I feel like I'm a fan of all the stuff that you've sent. So
Yeah.
there's that. But yeah, that last one,
Yeah.
you definitely switched it up, which is appreciated. It shows that you're versatile. So that's definitely appreciated.
All right. And I'm gonna just say, if you want to shoot a video, I got a club that I had some connects at a strip club with the stripper on the pole line you got in the hook. So let me know if you want to make something happen like that. I wouldn't mind being in a video. I made my debut in Renegade's Money Combo.
Hey, I could plan something. I could have a videographer come up there too. That's cool with me.
Hey man, we definitely can talk about it off air because I got some new talent up there. I've been communicating with.
He is not for you.
Talent that you first of all, you sound like a whole pimp. You do. Like it sounds really edgy right now.
I mean,
You sound like a whole sleazeball.
You
I
gotta
got
be
some new talent. What?
some new talent that I've been cultivating at the club.
Cultivate. See, this is what I'm talking about. Stop right there.
I'm just saying, you know,
Because, like I said, you're like a whole entire pimp right now. This is really edgy.
young ladies want to
Okay.
be in the
You
business. I'm
using
trying to introduce you
Young
to the
ladies
business.
want to be in the business. I thought you said they already work there. That's the
Yeah,
business.
that's what I'm saying. I
Oh,
was trying to business, their business
expanding
mind.
their
Yeah,
business.
yeah.
You're a pimp. Are you a pimp?
I'm just saying.
Where did you get this money from?
Y'all down.
Is Wayne
What you
breaking
about to
news?
what you about to say, A.N.T?
I said, oh shit, they about to shut y'all down on Facebook talking about pimping.
I'm like,
They already shut us down.
This
Now
is
we on the other.
real
for some
life,
reason,
man.
we're not on Facebook right
This
now.
is
Yeah.
real life, man. You know, you have situations where you have some young ladies.
You know, when you use words,
Situations. Anytime you use something like that, I don't trust
when
you.
you use a word like cultivate and you got your pinky out, you already know it's a
The pinky
And
ain't come out.
expound. He's talking about strippers expounding the business.
Yeah.
What?
Because you know you gotta look toward the future.
Well,
Things are important. You gotta do it for today.
how many of these do you have in your
and then
bag?
it's
Don't worry about this.
it's crazy though because like when I played I could play the Never Back Down video and
Yeah.
you showed so many different styles tonight. Like
Yeah.
a lot of cats ain't got that.
You know the Never Back Down, Jordan. I was talking to y'all beforehand with that, and I used a body bag for that video. And there's a DJ that I worked with for a long time, and he actually got an artist signed him to start doing tours and everything. So he started doing that, and he did a last show around here. And so I made sure that I brought that body bag out. I had somebody carry me actually in the venue because I was the main event. Somebody carried me in the venue in a body bag, unzipped that joint, and that's how I started my set.
Now you need to put that video out like that. That stage performance. But we're about to play the Never Back Down joint.
Yeah. And then I have some questions.
Yo, I the versatility is crazy off the hook. Like, real talk.
I appreciate that.
Yo, M20, where you at? Run that up, Rico.
A.N.T. Tell him I'm back now. I never back down. My team strapped down. Let it go back down. Down. Man down, that's on 911. Nigga, I never back down. No, I won't run, nigga. Chasing money till my pockets big pun, nigga. Terrorists, why you fucking with the wrong ones, nigga? Don't back down. Jesus, send you to Jesus, front to the casket. My phone the meanest, that's where the heat is. Get off my penis unless you a genius. Shit, I need this. Back down never. Who is better? Birds of a feather. Niggas on the same day don't know better. Man, I've been the king since a nigga Chris Webber. Man down, let it go. Better stay on your toes. I've been flexing on these hoes. Man down, let it go. I've been grinding, I've been fighting. Got the lightning, once the cake, got the ice. A supersizing my meal. Appetizing, oh my god. Running back, I'm a titan, nigga. Ask Paul about the kid. A.N.T. is killing this shit. Man, I gotta stay lit. Nigga, extinguish your shit. I got the fire. Make us sing like Mariah. They just birds on the wire. Dirt nats, where's the choir singing? I never back down. My team strapped down. Let it go back down. Down. Man down, that's on 911. Nigga, I never back down. No, I won't run, nigga. Chasing money till my pockets big pun, nigga. Terrorists, why you fucking with the wrong ones, nigga? Don't back down.
What you know about that big pun?
Yeah, we definitely played that a few times.
Yeah.
I like that song.
But here's the thing though, when you listen to the songs, you can hear the growth. Like from that project to this project, you can really hear the growth.
Well, that's his point.
And I mean, I like what I heard. I mean, honestly, it's very few people that can give you joints and they be like, oh damn, all them joints kind of rock. you know.
And then, but one thing I've noticed, tell us about these beats and what you look for in the songs because every single song that you've given to us, the beat was just on point.
Yeah.
So tell us about that process. Like, what are you doing as far as your selection for your songs?
I was just talking to somebody because I'm real picky with beats, and I'll go through a lot of beats, or I'll sit on. I have some stuff that is done already, and so I try to stay ahead of myself, so then I can be a little bit more picky and take my time with finding beats because I like to hear instruments in them, something different. And even if they are say if they're on a certain kind of vibe and stuff like that, I want something in the beat that stands out, whether it be flutes or a piano or a certain kind of thing that will make something stand out, just so I can add my little bit of originality to something. Because you can do a UK drill beat, you can do something else, but you can make something your own, and so people have that feel of a beat, but then you just switch it up on them completely and give them something else. And so that's what I always try to do is I kind of relate with the beats and stuff like that, but then at the same time I give them some of me. They get some of those bars, they get some of the switches and everything like that. So I got to make sure that beat is on point, no matter if it's something hard or it's something mellow like Beyonce knows. It just gotta kind of click with me. If I can freestyle to it easily, I know that I can make something crazy with it. So I just start playing with beats, really.
Okay. What's up?
Well, I know one thing. I'm gonna follow you. I'm gonna send you my SoundCloud because I have some unique beats and sounds, and I would love to hear you if you like one of my tracks on one of my tracks. So I'm gonna make sure I send that to you because yeah, you definitely I find that the right beats and mesh with them, uniquely. That's a hard thing for most artists nowadays to find a beat that meshes with their style, and it's like whatever beat that you come across, you're able to adapt your style to it, and it just flows naturally. So
Hmm.
with all the songs that we played, I've been in here nodding my head to all of them, and I'm gonna tell 151 now to email me those tracks because I'm gonna play those same tracks on my show because they're
Yeah.
joint bangers.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we definitely like I said, we see talent a lot, we hear talent a lot, and we would love to help put real music out there. I'm a real critic of hip hop and music in general, and all the stuff that you sent us has been
It's been good.
top notch. And for me to say that, someone that I tell them I don't listen to anything for real past
Hmm.
2005, because that's when I feel hip hop then took a turn for the worse. But the fact that you are who you are and you're putting out this music that has me wanting to throw it in the ride and on a nice day, windows down, banging this joint. They pull up, man. Who that? Man, that's my man A.N.T. We had him on the show. Check him out. I won't have no problem saying that because you got good lyrics, you can feel the passion in your music and the love for it. And like I said, with your beats that you're finding, like I said, you're taking the time to critique it, and you're not just jumping on anybody's track. You're being specific, and actually learning your craft and knowing what your strong suit is. And I applaud you for that because me at my age, I'm trying to still find that. And the fact that you're probably half my age and doing it already, I gotta take my hat off to you.
Yo, CP3.
Yeah.
Real talk. You got a fan that someone on YouTube said, there's nothing wrong with carrying 100 ones. People still need tips.
Exactly, man. You can spend a lot of
Lord,
things.
I'm about to burn my YouTube channel
I,
after this.
hey, I appreciate that, man. Thanks. You be picking on me, man. Nothing wrong with carrying
It's
101.
John.
Oh, John. Yeah, John, don't do that.
Listen, John,
Don't do
there's
that,
nothing
John.
wrong with carrying 101. You never know what
Mhm.
might come up. You know what I'm saying? It might be
Whatever.
something on
Don't
sale for
encourage him, John. Don't
$99
encourage.
and you got 99 cents.
So
And that
what?
might be short.
Yo, what made you to look at UK drill beats? Because Um, that's just very different.
So I've always like dark type, like I've always messed with ASAP Rocky type of beat, or like when I was, or something that has a little dark to it and stuff, or like I don't say Travis Scott, but like then those type of vibes, because I used to mess with those vibes before they had, like, Travis Scott was out. They'll be like it'll be called like space, or that like trippy type of vibes that had those extra things in them. And so UK drill has that dark type of feel, but then it has the bass is hitting a little bit harder. So it's just, if you can find something like that, and then it also includes those extra instruments that you're looking for, then I feel like that was right up my alley to play with a little bit more, and not exactly stay on the sound of UK drill in my verses, but I can ride it multiple ways because it's something that I'm to mess with already.
Well, I think what picking the right track and matching it with the right song is an art. Uh, there's a lot of times that you can hear a great beat and have terrible lyrics, have great lyrics and a terrible beat. Um,
Hmm.
you have the selection that you pick from everything that we played tonight. Very good selection. Like they all matched up to what that song should sound like. Um, so I applaud you for that because that takes a real talent. And a lot of people try to rush projects like that. But finding the right beat is a very critical thing to do because that can make or break the project. Because I'm gonna tell you, if the song is whack, the first song you play is whack, we're probably not gonna play your other songs.
Yeah.
I'm be honest with you. I'm like, you know what? We can talk off air. You know, that's just my opinion. But
Well,
like I said, I like the selection. You know. Uh,
yeah.
you got anything else, Lady Antoinette?
Not really. Just I just want to commend you for the hard work that you're putting into your craft and your growth. And I just hope and pray that you continue to grow at either that pace or faster if that's what you choose to do. Um, we see artists a lot that come through, they'll talk to us, and then we'll check in with them, and they've kind of fell back or they're stagnant. I'm not gonna name any names, but I know a couple artists that we thought that they were something that they really weren't. They getting to know them a little better. They don't really want to win. They don't really want to succeed. We see that. Not
Hmm.
just on the show, but in general, you see that where the artists will fall off, they lose their drive or whatever the case may be. But you're still pushing through, and um, we definitely see it. And so kudos to you. Keep pushing. Um, Ultimately, we want to see everyone win. So when we see someone actually going out there to get it, winning, we definitely want to acknowledge that.
Definitely, definitely.
I appreciate
One of these days, like CP3 grilled today, but we always, we know you're in Roanoke, but
it. Hmm.
grilling season start up again. Definitely come down.
Nah, nah, you gotta come before grilling season, dog. We gotta get that club. We gotta get that Beyonce Knowles banging in the club and get it set up for a video at the club,
You
dog.
ain't just gonna cut my shit off. You
I'm
gonna let me
sorry,
finish?
dog. I'm
Like
sorry.
damn.
I'm sorry, dog. We gotta get that. That's a banger, dog. You said that too. We gotta get that.
Hey, we'll talk. Hey, we can do some talking, and we get something set up, my man.
No, no doubt. I'm sorry, bro. I
Yeah.
had to.
I'm.
I'm sorry. Put my ones out, dog. So I had to
but
dip out
but not only will we
Look, in the video, you can throw all them joints.
there.
not only if you do come up though, we'll allow you to also do a live performance too. Um,
Okay.
we'll feed you. We'll get you drunk, and you can do a live performance. And then CP3 after the show will probably take you to a strip club.
Yeah, the club is open on Sundays now.
We know you know.
Right.
Oh yeah, they close on Monday, open on Sunday.
What's the time?
And I'm off on Tuesday.
Of course you are.
What time do your favorite strippers enter?
She, I think she off tonight.
Shoot.
Yeah, you know,
Just one favorite.
it's one favorite right now.
Oh, that's
I'm
the one
trying.
you're cultivating?
Yeah, you know.
See, you know what this is talking about right
I'm
here.
just trying to see where her mind is.
Oh,
You
I
know?
bet.
You know,
I bet you.
you can lead her with a word, but you can't make her think. You know what I'm saying?
Wait,
Oh, Lord.
what? What? This is not pimpology? I'm confused.
She just trying to come.
Hmm.
Just got to see what her goal
You know
is
what?
in life,
Make
what she
sure
trying to do. What she
when you
trying to
go
do.
home today, CPT, make sure you don't play UGK.
It sounds like he's living it right now.
You got to see what you want to do. What you
Let that
want
up.
to go. You know. You know, she around superstar. She just don't know it yet.
What?
They're a superstar every day.
Oh,
You gotta go somewhere with your nuts out.
oh Lord, oh Lord.
It was my birthday last month.
Last month.
What that got to do with
Right?
right?
It ain't got nothing to do with this month.
You going into 2022 like it's my birthday.
Oh man, you know.
Hey, come on, yeah. I'm
Why
done.
is this? What? Oh, okay.
You know. Well, you gotta change things up, spice things up, switch it up. You know, you never know what's out there until you go try it.
I mean, definitely.
Mm.
Man, the creativeness of your projects, man, have been dope though. Like, honestly.
Uh,
Yeah, definitely gotta do something.
yeah, I just stay creative with that. Trust me, I'm gonna stay on my grind too. I know people fall off and everything. Um, just being around different people and you get to see who's serious about their stuff and what and who's not. But I think that just music is something that is more to me than just a check. I feel like if you just make it just a check, then I feel like that because it's a process getting to what you want. So I feel like if you just focus on that and you're grinding enough, you're gonna give up. You have to have a passion for this as well because at the end of the day, if that one scheme don't work, people give up on that. You want to come into things with multiple schemes. So if you miss out on something, you have a backup plan. You just you restructure those plans to make those plans work.
So one of the things I wanna go back to because after really listening to your music, um, do not do not get caught up in trying to help people that aren't ready. Like if they ready, definitely
Hmm.
do what you do, But I just posted something the other day, and this is something I tell my artist, my nephew Renegade all the time. It's not my job to slow down, it's your job to keep up. If you are moving
That's
in the
fact.
right direction, then you need to continue that. If people are like, well, I want to be like you, I want to get like you, then they need to keep up. You don't need to slow down. And
Yeah.
that is the one thing I tell him all the time. And actually, he finally started to get it. Like, it is not our jobs to slow down. It is your job. Like, if you're trying to be where I'm be, it is your job
Mm.
to keep up.
Yeah.
And I want to piggyback off of something that you said about the passion and about the folks that's in it for a paycheck and the folks that actually have the passion and love for it and want to do it and put in the work behind the scenes, not just putting the record out and that's it. That's very
Hmm.
crucial having that mindset. I've said that I don't know how many times about everything from the sports media, from what I do to the music that folks are just doing it for a paycheck living. They're looking for a one hit wonder just so they can, not have to go work at McDonald's but they can't do nothing else. So you actually have the passion and will and want to be, good and want to impact this music game in a positive way and not just looking for a quick buck. So I commend you for that. I'm trying to think that you've been listening on some of our shows, man. 'Cause that's the same stuff that I've been saying.
Yo, shout out to Jamel Wands, the Cruel Intention, my dog, my family. Um, he actually when it got shut down, he went straight to the YouTube, and he said the Never Back Down joint should be pushed to HBCUs as a team theme song for the. Yo, that's not a bad idea. I ain't
But
gonna lie.
honestly, that's when you hear the song.
It has that vibe now that I think about it.
And it's not just the HBCUs. Let's be real. I heard songs similar at Wizards games.
Yeah.
Uh, NFL games.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
NFL, that's
I mean,
definitely one of those get you hyped songs.
yeah. I mean, you gotta think about it. Like, you know, I remember watching the NBA and I wasn't a fan of Jim Jones, but when Ballin hit, that shit was crucial. It was everywhere. And when the NBA
Uh,
picked it up, It changed it. It changed his income definitely.
And I mean, honestly, balling was like, I feel like it was meant for
The NBA.
Like,
Yeah, I
it
mean,
literally went, yeah.
yeah.
And
We gotta make a song for hockey, dog. Trust me, watching hockey right now. We gotta make a song for hockey. Maybe we can get paid off for that. Ain't nobody doing nothing for hockey, dog. We gotta make something. We gotta make a banger for hockey.
What you gonna call
Shoot, way they be.
Slap
You
shot.
can go.
I feel like slap shot. I feel like nah.
It's almost like back shot.
That sounds like another one of your strippers.
It'd be multifaceted. It'd be for the sports joint and for the strip club. So
So are you gonna have a stripper?
Hockey is
Are you gonna have
not
strippers
about
playing hockey?
I had hockey. I had playing shooting pool. If I get them on ice skates, who knows?
Oh my god.
You know,
Hey
this
man, some
conversation.
of them talented, man. You never know.
You know, you just really take these conversations way down.
Because you asked me a serious question. I had Bikini Billions at the strip club. I was trying to get it going, but they changed management. You know.
Of course.
Look, it was. Hey, I got over 1,000 views on my YouTube.
I'm sure you did.
Oh
There's
man.
some music on it. The thong shot was
He
great.
about to have a whole OnlyFans, man.
I'm just saying. I'm told you it's a new crop.
It should be called Only CP3.
Yeah.
I'm about to play the new video.
Play with my ball.
What?
On that note, I'm playing the new video. You got problems, CP3.
What's really wrong? We need to cut his mic.
Yeah, I know.
2 balls.
Hey, hoops, this shit crazy. Papa, you crazy for this one. I'm on my game for real. We taking these names, I'm feeling like they ain't for real. That shit a shame. Yes, your bitch came for real. That's not your main for real. I gotta go get it. Fuck your opinion as long as I'm winning. Grind every day, got my fam out the trench. It can sit on my ass, yo, that's not how I'm living. Addicted to money, can't I'm on my game for real. We taking these names, I'm feeling like they ain't for real. That shit a shame. Yes, your bitch came for real. That's not your main for real. I gotta go get it. Fuck your opinion as long as I'm winning. Grind every day, got my fam out the trench. It can sit on my ass, yo, that's not how I'm living. Addicted to money, can't fuck with it. Naughty by nature, turning coal into diamonds, turning scenes into sirens. Ugly bitches get the Heisman. Only real niggas riding, making waves like Poseidon. Trailblazing, blum blazing, no debating, not time. Got the game on the line, I'm killing the ops and your bitch fine. Putting too much work to fall back. Team on my back, I can never look back. No, all the niggas spit is crack. Snow, when I drop, it's a snow globe. I'm on my game for real. Came from the bottom, seen niggas change for real. I've been starving for a meal. Rugrat, baby, like Phil and Lil. Now I get baked like Uncle Phil. Neck on froze, man, I can't chill. Niggas be capping and acting, man. Fuck it, I might make a scene for real. Got my family at the trenches, doubting me, but they gon' come to their senses. Fought for all of these inches. Now they trying to mend fences, but I'm all about business. I'm on my game for real. We taking these names, I'm feeling like they ain't for real. That shit a shame. Yes, your bitch came for real. That's not your main for real. I gotta go get it. Fuck your opinion as long as I'm winning. Grind every day, got my fam out the trench. It can sit on my ass, yo, that's not how I'm living. Addicted to money, can't fuck with my game for real. We taking these names, I'm feeling like they ain't for real. That shit a shame. Yes, your bitch came for real. That's not your main for real. I gotta go get it. Fuck your opinion as long as I'm winning. Grind every day, got my fam out the trench. It can sit on my ass, yo, that's not how I'm living. Addicted to money, can't fuck with my daughter been locked in the kennel. Hungry as fuck, now I need my percentage. She counting me out, can't stand it, I'm winning. To go to my city, little pussy admitted. We talking about money, I get it, I get it. Versace and Louis on me, this shit fit. I feel like Jane, but show me your titties. Y'all gon' know my name, yeah, I know how I finish. I poppin' my shit, what you mean? These people be fame, risking it off of the crane. Swear the rest shit is a dream. How I get up on stage in the tank, I'm doing my thing. Feeling like Brady, I'm building my tank. Back on my bullshit, it's fuck what you think. I'ma do me, hope just stay in your lane. No, we dropping bodies, I put that on game. I'm on my game for real. We taking these names, I'm feeling like they ain't for real. That shit a shame. Yes, your bitch came for real. That's not your main for real. I gotta go get it. Fuck your opinion as long as I'm winning. Grind every day, got my fam out the trench. It can sit on my ass, yo, that's not how I'm living. Addicted to money, can't fuck with my game for real. We taking these names, I'm feeling like they ain't for real. That shit a shame. Yes, your bitch came for real. That's not your main for real. I gotta go get it. Fuck your opinion as long as I'm winning. Grind every day, got my fam out the trench. It can sit on my ass, yo, that's not how I'm living. Addicted to money, can't fuck with these women.
got like 3,000 views or 3,200 views on that joint. I like that joint, and it's only been out 2 months.
We see you.
Mhm.
That link for my show I play tomorrow night.
Oh,
I get the link from 151. But you got a page to subscribe to on YouTube?
yeah, yeah. If you type in
Email, because it has the links to both of the videos, and it has the songs that he sent me.
All right, bet.
the for real joint is that's on my boy T Bell's YouTube right there. If let me see here. Um, if you type in Ants Life with a Y, then you'll find me. You'll find all my songs in there.
All right.
Yeah, and so all the music videos, you'll see a little bit of variety on there as well. And then what I'll do is I'll make sure I send y'all the links for this Emerald City as well when that comes out.
Okay. And you on all digital platforms, right?
Yeah, I'm on digital platforms, A.N.T.
Okay. All right, we about to finish this up with you. I appreciate that you came through because we had a cancellation at the last moment, and Alexis reached out and you were like, oh, I'm here, and then um I love when an artist sends music and sends more than enough. Like you sent 3 songs and 2 videos, and like that's how you artists pay attention. That's how you should be sending your shit. Don't just send me one song. Like you just got one song. People, I don't want to interview you to be honest. I, what the fuck we gonna discuss after the one song?
You are the weakest link.
I'm being honest. I'm just being honest. I know it sounds like I'm being an asshole, but on the real, like you got
Yeah.
one song, don't fucking waste my time. Like we got a panel up here. We got DJs that we deal with. We got other podcasts that we deal with. Like unless the one song you gotta be fucking amazing.
I got one song covered. Shit.
You know,
Mm.
but send me the catalog. Let us choose because your idea, like last week, I guess he he the song he chose that he thought was a banger. We was like, it's okay. But the song we played afterward, we was like, okay, yeah, I like that joint. So, but that's what happens if if you give us a catalog and variety, we can judge it on the variety versus if it's just one, it's like if that one don't hit with us, we gonna tell you it don't hit.
But even still, like, you gotta always remember, as an artist, your favorite may not be your fans' favorite.
Exactly.
So send us everything, or like a lot of times, like we know Erica Badu
Mm.
started a song talking about how artists feel about their
Yeah.
music.
So, I'm an artist. I'm sensitive about my
Sensitive
shit.
about my shit.
And what you may have put your heart and soul into, that would be your favorite, and that's the reason why. But what's hitting in these streets may not be that song. So definitely send us,
Yeah.
multiple things, which you obviously have done,
Yeah.
and we appreciate that.
But that's the realest thing. Like
Yeah.
the top of what you said, when I was an artist, I will never forget this. I had to just go
Hmm.
outside the club, and it was everything. It was, and I made it to be a performance song. But on the B side, I had this song called "What." It ain't had no fucking chorus because the motherfucker was just saying what. And I remember giving my CD to my cousin, who my younger cousin. He originally from New York. He had moved down here, and he looked at me and he said, "Yo, yeah, that outside the club is okay." He said, "But that other one with that down south beat, dog, you killed that joint." I was like, "What the fuck?" And
You had that joint on your B side.
it was a. But then when I noticed when I performed it, like people got a little outside the club was okay. I performed what? You thought I was a superstar. You just never know what the fans are going to pick. And I learned that the fans picked that
Yeah.
joint. So I had to make it a performance song because that's what the fans picked.
Yeah, there are a lot of
Hmm.
big artists that they say their least favorite songs would be the ones that's their biggest hit.
Yeah,
So
So definitely, definitely. Um, I ain't got no more questions.
Well, I do have a question.
Go ahead.
While we're talking about it, what is your favorite song?
What is my favorite song? I've been liking that Silence joint just recently, just because it's fresh. But um, it's a toss up. I like that. I like the song that I did called "On Go." Um, that's on my YouTube page as well. Um, and I'm trying to think this one right here, this Beyonce knows. I really like the vibe of that just
That's
because
Mhm.
yeah, I just like something about that. I really like the vibe of that's on that's a different style than the turn up and stuff like that. And um I don't know, I just like the whole how it all fit together and stuff like that. So that's probably something that's unexpected that people wouldn't because I go crazy at the show, but if I go and bust that out, it'll switch up everything, and I feel like that's a nice vibe.
Yeah, I already got a vision for the video, dog.
I bet you do.
Hey.
Man, sliding down the pole.
What-
Um,
I feel like that's your vision for everything anyway,
everything.
so it doesn't matter.
Uh,
It fits.
If it's okay.
you're a funny dude.
Mhm.
Um, uh, a shout out to Jamil. He said he actually, he got an idea for a hockey song. We can call that joint cross check.
Okay, I can see that.
You gotta
uh,
do kind of
Mm.
stripper song.
Cross check, bitch.
You know what?
you know,
They're not gonna play that at your hockey games.
but
Oh,
I,
man.
I I think I like the fact that you did that you just have such a different vibe and creative wise for the music because like I said, you never know what was going to hit and like when you give us something that different like boom we was feeling the hip hop and all of that then you drop this Beyonce nose and be like oh shit he actually said he did have something different and it was.
I'm dropping ones tonight, baby, because of you. Because of you, baby.
Don't blame nobody
uh,
else. So
It ain't my fault.
his voice done changed 6 times already and this show ain't even over yet.
Wait for
it's
her
gonna
to
be
stop.
about 12
Nah.
after we done.
You can
By
say
the
if
time
she
we
at work or she at home.
You texting her now?
Yeah, somebody getting these ones.
See what you done did?
done.
You
Oh my
see what you
goodness.
done did, A&T?
Somebody, I done had it for 4 years. Somebody getting these
Yeah.
ones. They've been in my possession too long.
But
Mm.
I love the fact that you're versatile. I love the fact that you sent the body of work. I love the fact that you've been networking, you've been growing, and we're just here to support. I mean, um, I love when artists check back in to the podcast. I love when artists are ready to show, what I got something new. So that stuff like that makes our job easier. It makes us proud. Simply plain.
Well, I'm glad I could link back up with you. Sure. Um, it's always good. It's always good combo when, just like last time talking with y'all.
Always, man. We don't have a party, man. We just need you live in the studio. Now you done did two phone interviews. Now you just need to come down
You
live in
need
the
to come.
studio. You think it's fun on the phone
Oh,
until you get here.
I got you. All right, listen. New year, new moves. I have to come over.
Mhm.
We
We
promise to show you a good time.
and don't judge us for the off the air convo.
Oh yeah, the off the air combos. You think the on air combos crazy? You gotta hear the shit that we say
Hey,
when the mics aren't on.
You gonna leave like, man, that was
the mic on, we have a good time. Mic off, we have a good time.
Yeah, oh yeah,
yeah, sometimes my mic always live, dog. So I got behind the scenes footage on my feed.
yeah. You gotta stop that shit.
Hey,
You will get in trouble.
hey,
You will get in so much trouble.
I speak the truth. It come out on video or in real life, no
Oh
matter
man.
Yeah,
what.
don't say nothing to us when somebody comments
That's fine.
on your feed.
They know where I
Um,
be.
yeah. So we're not gonna keep you much longer, man. We appreciate it. Love the energy. Love the music. I'll be forwarding your music to CP3. He has a show. Um, Sports on the Hill podcast. He plays if the songs are hot, he plays them on his show.
Okay.
And that's what we talk about networking and stuff like that because you never know who's tapping in and listening. My man Jamel Wansler. If your music, you said it's available on all streaming platforms. If those songs are on
Hmm.
Amazon or he usually downloads off of Amazon. If they're on Amazon, he's downloading them right now.
Okay, yeah, they on there.
Yeah. So if they're on Spotify, even though here's the thing, this is the realest shit. Even though I have the emails, which you with I still go to Spotify and I download the songs and I add them to my playlist. Yeah,
Yeah,
you know.
I appreciate. That's love. I appreciate that. I mean, I just like how y'all said, sending a variety of stuff, and I'm glad that y'all enjoyed the variety as well.
Oh yeah, no doubt, man. We appreciate good music. Like you said, you got the love and the passion. We can feel it in your music. So I mean, hey, it's a joy to have you on and present this good music. Like I said, I'm real skeptical about this. New
You're using a
age
lot of big
music.
words tonight, there, sir.
Man, blame it on the Look, I always got a thought process, but sometimes words.
His eyes ain't even showing. Like it's bad.
I'm black and East. Leave me alone. I'm
Nigga,
all
you
for
about to be
carry
Ubering
on.
these. We about to call your ass an Uber.
I'm still
He
functional.
can't talk.
I'm
He
still
can't.
functional. I can still whip. Goddamn it. I done made
You
it
can
home.
still
Man.
what?
I can still whip that. Yeah, but it's definitely a pleasure having you on, man. You definitely bringing some good music out that needs to be heard, more. And we definitely appreciate having you on, man. You definitely gotta get up here because we definitely gonna have a good time when you come on out.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'll be in touch real soon, and matter of fact, I'll be in touch with the new year, January 1st, just to share things, but then to talk about linking up for sure.
Yeah, man, you gotta get up here. You make some things happen, man. Just let me know when you're on the way, and I'll just make a couple phone calls.
I bet.
Your shit be sounding real ghetto-ish, thuggish.
I'm just saying,
I just gotta
man.
make a couple of phone calls. What type of phone
You
call?
gotta make,
Either you killing somebody or you got a hooker coming over. I mean,
connections. You gotta make phone calls in Texas. Sometimes send carrier pigeon because everybody don't use phone.
Oh what?
Carrier pigeon.
you know what?
Y'all know
All right.
I know exactly what they are.
All right, and we gonna A.N.T. We gonna let you go. Um, as you can see, CP3's off the hook. We can't control the shit that comes out of his mouth.
Like what?
I don't even know how we got to carrier pigeon. I just went to go get a drink and I came back. We were on carrier pigeons.
I can train animals, dog.
Oh my
I
god.
got skills.
Okay.
Throw a couple ones for me tonight. You know what I mean? Throw a couple.
Depending on if she off work or not, dog. She might get the whole role.
So wait, you encouraging this?
I'm just saying, he got the song. He know what he doing. He done been there before.
Before.
You know what?
Cannot take you. They cannot take you.
Man, we on the same wavelength, dog. Sometimes you need that. Yeah, slide down the pole, slide down my pole. It's all the same thing.
This became an advertisement for CP3's pole. Oh my goodness.
Run.
It's time, baby.
Oh no.
Jingle bell.
No.
I got some mistletoe.
What? Stop it.
You know. All right, dog. We're gonna let you out. I just gotta we're gonna talk a little bit more and before we end the show because CP3's off the hook tonight.
Yeah.
So all right, thank you, dog, for calling in, man. And look, drop a new project. Let us know. Like I said, we're gonna support. I'm I'll throw some likes on the video as well and a couple of comments because the one thing about us, we do actually support. And then I'll send the link to the YouTube for the show so you can definitely add it to your archives as well.
All right, I appreciate it, and I appreciate y'all as well. And since I ain't gonna talk to y'all before I have a good holiday, and I'll talk to y'all soon.
Yes,
definitely, yeah.
Be safe and enjoy your family, dog.
All right, yo.
All right.
All right.
What you shaking your head for? You the one sitting up in here can't act right.
You CP3, you off the hook tonight.
He's shaking his head.
It just happens, man. Just comes out.
Like you disappointed in something. We're disappointed in the stuff that came out your mouth.
This is my chance to cut loose, man.
I'm disappointed that you pulled out a wad of ones.
right,
Nothing wrong with 100 ones. What is wrong with that? It's called being prepared.
Let me go play the Renegade video.
Yeah, so we gotta cut to something else just quickly. And cut his mic.
Nothing wrong with carrying 100 ones.
Run, young.
That boy Peace was crazy.
No. I was down, now I'm really about to go get up. 10 rounds, now that nigga can't get up. That's what you get when you go fuck with the vision. My money be piling, we don't do division. The feds be watching, I just gotta get up. I was just down, now I'ma get up. Sleeping on me, I bet that they get up. My money was low, but now I'ma get up. Oh, bet that we get up. Pushing this weight, I'm doing sit-ups. I was just dirty, now I got my fit up. Too good for these bitches, I bet they gon' miss us. And I pack a bag if you think that I'm trippin'. I keep this shit brisk like I'm sip lip down. Even though niggas don't know what to get on. You ain't shit, so your niggas gon' get on. Get you some pack, go make a flip homes. Yeah, I'm stuck in my bad ways. Niggas always being burnt out, so I dip them all in the ashtray. I don't understand these niggas that just always talking about, yeah, they past ways. I don't understand these bitches always comparing me to they past days. I give a fuck about you, you give a fuck about me. I just be rapping for money, you be rapping for free. Feel like that I rap like a god, the reason they call me a G. I'm against all of these odds. Niggas ain't fucking with me. Never no worries, Hakuna Matata. They say that I'm hot cause the devil with Prada. I'm Soulja Boy first and these niggas gon' follow. Catching no feelings, you catching these hollows. Ride with Rodriguez like I fuck with Rollo. Ain't got no time when I see this Movado. Bet that bitch shine like I'm in Monte Carlo. Looking at me like I done hit the lotto. Counting your last days, get hit up. Talking that trash, hey, on Twitter. Your bitch, she be bad, yeah, I'm with her. When she see me, her face be lit up. Boy, better go ahead and mind your business. I don't go back and forth like tenor. Run this game, I don't get no finna. But we bout to get up. 10 rounds, now that nigga can't get up. That's what you get when you go fuck with the vision. My money be piling, we don't do division. The feds be watching, I just gotta get up. I was just down, now I'ma get up. Sleeping on me, I bet that they get up. My money was low, but now I'ma get up. Oh.
Okay. See now he looking at me. Okay, so baby, what's it gonna be? So tell me what you gonna do. Look, I'm tryna leave tonight with you. Okay. See now he looking at me. Okay, so baby, what's it gonna be? So tell me what you gonna do. Look, I'm tryna leave tonight with you. Ladies, lift your glass for one reason, and put that twinkle in your eye, it's cuffing season. Better shoot your shot, cause ooh, I might be leaving. Call me a fly, baby, and it keep on teasing. It's been a long 3 years and I got to know me, but now I'm tryna get wifed up. Tryna be the sunshine and design, no lie, so when I come around, it's lights up. I'm done with the summer fling, okay, so now I'm looking for the right love. And the way you're looking at me feels like I found him tonight, huh? Are you the right one? Okay. See now he looking at me. Okay, so baby, what's it gonna be? So tell me what you gonna do. Look, I'm tryna leave tonight with you. Okay. See now he looking at me. Okay. look like you just might be with all that freaky shit. Tongue twisting, finger licking, put it in, take it out, then back to licking. I know what you're thinking. Don't worry, I play fair. When I put the work in, tongue twerking, I'll have your toes cocked up in the air. Whoa. I'm sorry, I had to. Okay, bring it back. But let's get this straight. If you're trying to cuff, I better get respect first. I'm a queen and I'm filtered. This the only pussy you'll need to quench your thirst. I feel the spark, and I know you do too. So please tell me if I'm wrong. And if I'm not, come here, give me kiss. And 'tis the season that's about to last all year long. Okay. See now he looking at me. Okay, so baby, what's it gonna be? So tell me what you gonna do. Look, I'm trying to tonight with you. Okay. See now he looking at me. Okay, so baby, what's it gonna be? So tell me what you gonna do. Look, I'm trying to tonight with you. Okay, listen. I know I was talking all that freaky shit, but I'm really trying to be somebody's wife out here. So you'll get that shit later. Yeah.
Jesus. Hey, you mind? People are trying to sleep. Is everything okay?
I was sleeping. I don't.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Alright.
Sorry.
So I'm just right here and you're making a lot of noise. We got work in the morning. I want to make sure you're okay.
I'm good. Thank you.
Alright, nobody's making noise back here?
No, we're good. Well, nice to meet you.
You too. Work in the morning.
Alright. I'll keep that. Good
Have a
night.
nice night.
You too.
You know, CPT, you hating on the nigga in the video?
Nah.
It's that you was hating on the yo.
He over here talking.
He's talking like, have a nice night.
Yeah, I only say that when I'm trying to come in. Then when I come in, I'm trying to come in, you know.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Oh, ski.
Really?
I was watching Dave the other night.
You was watching who?
Dave Chappelle. The old Dave Chappelle.
You saying Dave like?
That's my man. Went out to Ohio to see him before.
You said what?
Went out to Ohio to see him before. Yeah.
Did you go out to see him or did you go out to see a white girl?
That's what I was like. Who was you with?
I was with my girl that was working in Ohio at the time.
Was she a Nubian queen or was she
That was the one that worked for the oil company.
Oh, okay.
That's what she's working on.
I feel like it was like the only relationship you had with a black chick.
No,
you know what? That's what.
No, that chick I was with the black chick.
You don't never talk about her.
Everything was cool till we moved in together. I like to erase those 2 years. Those years don't exist anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, you know. That's so I don't, my vindictive personality doesn't come out. So I forget those things first. Yeah. So when shit don't add up and you put the facts in front of somebody's face and they give you a bullshit answer and you're like, really, you're going to insult my intelligence like that. They didn't see in a situation like that. Normally, I would plot and plan and do something.
But this time you
walked away.
You walked away.
Yeah, I walked away.
I'm proud of you. But it's crazy because the one time that you showed maturity, you don't talk about.
Okay, it's hard because I want that vindictive. I miss that vindictive side because you get so much joy and pleasure out of ruining someone's life. Because when someone does something to me, it's like you're attacking my livelihood and my life. I just go about my day, minding my business. If you don't like me, that's cool. I understand. I'm not for everyone. But when you actively try to do something to affect my life in a negative way, I take that as a personal attack. And that's the Scorpio in me. I know that. That's the addictive personality. I know that.
So can we talk about something really positive?
I mean, we can. I just haven't got the feel.
Well, I got some positive stuff.
Real quick.
What you got there?
Well, I want to give a real actual shout out to my homegirl, Johncia Dixon. She's Fiji County's own. We grew up in the same area, went to same high school. She's living out in Cali now, and she was on OWN today. On the holiday fight what is it called? It was the food thing that they have on
But the catering joint.
it's where they're cooking. It's like a competition. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay.
No, for the one for Christmas for the holiday. I
Mhm.
think I saw the
Mhm.
advertisement for. I was
Yeah.
watching Discovery ID the other day.
You was watching Discovery ID.
No,
Yeah.
just watching the show. Somebody
Okay.
was murdered. They got away.
Yeah, she's doing big things.
Oh, congratulations.
She's been all over everything. So I'm definitely proud of her. And like I said, being on own, that's a big thing.
That is. That is.
That's a really big thing.
Is it kind of like Lifetime?
No, that's Oprah's
Own
network.
is
No, I'm
Oprah.
just saying, like, Lifetime.
See, but
like
are you just gonna sit the hats there? You're just not gonna tell us about the hats?
I mean, I did a quick little segue earlier, but we got the new Sports on the Hill podcast hats. You can go check out the website sportsothp.com for some of the shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, towels, backdrops, whatever you want. But for the hats, hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Carol Porter the Third with 3 eyes. I get those made personally, so there's going to be shipping and handling, and we'll discuss the price because get this beautiful stitching of the Sports and Hill podcast. And
so that's stitched in, right?
that's stitched. That's embroidery, baby. That's embroidery. That's craftsmanship right there.
Okay.
Yeah. Foreigners did a great job.
Wow.
You know, you were going so good. And then you just had you right at the stop sign and just went left.
I would give them a shout out, but it took almost a month to get it done. They told me a week.
You was going so good, so good.
Yeah.
I mean, she looked out. I'm deciding if I'm gonna keep my business with them, depending on how the hats move. I do like the new design. This is our fourth design that we have, so we're.
They look good though. I ain't gonna lie, the hats really do look good.
Yeah.
In every color, like the blue one looks really good. That blue one looks really good. That black one looks, and that white joint, they did some good job.
As far as our sports teams and stuff, that's perfect.
Like that blue is almost like the Washington Capitals type blue.
Yeah, that's
and the red too. So
yeah. Oh yeah.
Interchangeable.
She asked me what colors do I want. I said I'm colorblind. You go ahead and pick the colors and do what it do. You're the professional. So yeah, it did definitely come out nice. Like I said, I'm in talks with continuing the contract. So hit me up if you're interested. We'll appreciate the support. Appreciate you supporting the movement because we're putting real DC sports out there. DC sports are the politics. It's not just a catchphrase. It's not just a motto. It's what we do, baby. Every day, all day.
You need to get you some burgundy and gold ones.
I know they had some with the last batch that I had, but I sold out of those. They didn't have any this time. So like I said, I'm looking for a wholesaler right now. That's definitely going to, help with the, profit margin and everything. Because I am a businessman. So, I don't do this just for fun. I don't do this for fun, Mike.
Oh, so not the other. Yesterday, I actually watched Spider-Man 3.
Okay. Did you like it?
That shit was awesome. They had every Spider-Man from all the other movies. They all talked about they finally fixed a lot of shit that went wrong in Spider-Man 2.
Good.
Not Spider-Man. The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yes.
So the one like they made Electro really cool looking with this one. And even though he didn't have the classic Electro costume, when they amped up his power, the electricity when it ran across his face, it made the Electro like mass.
Okay.
And
that's cool.
But Jamie Foxx looked good, and they did a good job.
Okay.
Having all three of the Spider-Mans was really cool.
When they said that they were gonna do that, I was actually really excited.
Yeah, comic book wise.
I really like Toby. I like
and when Tobey Maguire when he pops up, everybody's like, oh man.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, I saw this on the Fire Stick, so I didn't go to the movie theater, but I will actually see it in the movie theater.
Yeah. I'm debating. I haven't been in the movie theater.
Neither have I.
Movie theater head. Like
I was
going to the movie.
I had the AMC card, everything.
Right, and I have not been in a movie theater since COVID.
Yeah.
So
Because
it concerns me.
Because if a nigga cough too hard, I'm leaving.
Yeah, and then it ruins your movie.
Yeah. So
I definitely want to.
This one was good though, and honestly, it's one of those things that I wouldn't even mind seeing it because it was so good. But man, I was like a little kid this morning.
Yeah.
I found that shit. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it was yesterday, and I was like, I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
I laid in the bed.
My daughter wants to see
and
it.
it was
She's
it,
in town.
it was dope. The plot was dope. A lot of people don't understand the concept of Spider-Man because one of my friends that wrote on one of the things, they had Spider-Man too. Like all three had Spider-Man were emotional. That's what makes Spider-Man Spider-Man. And that's what makes him different from any other hero is because Spider-Man, when you deep into his character in the comic book,
it pulls at your heartstrings.
He deals with loss more than any other character. But he deals with loss on a human level.
Yeah.
He didn't become Batman. Like the fact that he's Spider-Man is because he lost Uncle Ben, and it's the guilt of losing Uncle Ben. Yeah. The fact then years later he lost Gwen Stacy, and those are the things that haunt him.
Yeah.
And push him to do the things that he does. One of the things that they wrote in the comic book, which I thought was brilliant, they never even used is that Spider-Man actually is so strong, even though he's a small kid. He pulls his punches when he fights the villains because if he did, he would literally knock their head off because Spider-Man's strength level is like 25 tons.
Right, and that's if you think about if you have an ant or an actual spider, the strength that they have versus their body.
Yeah.
When you make them our size, then how?
Yeah, he'd be really strong.
Right. So that's what Spider-Man. Yeah.
And it's I thought they did a good job of showing the dynamic of each one of them having a crisis of faith, and Tobey Maguire actually brings it home, and I'm not gonna ruin it for everybody, but he has a good moment with Tom Holland, and the Amazing Spider-Man, Andrew, I think his last name is Garfield or whatever his last name is.
I didn't even watch that one.
You ain't missing nothing. The first one was good. The second one wasn't.
We know Toby. We know when it comes to past Spider-Man.
We know Toby and Tom Holland, and then the guy in between is Andrew. He's in the Facebook movie.
No.
But
that's like
no, that's
Facebook movie.
Yeah,
the movie about Facebook.
Yeah, it was actually good. But he because originally, if the movie with Jamie Foxx didn't flop, they were going to do the Sinister Six and all this other stuff. But the movie flopped and people complained about it, so they canceled the whole Spider-Verse thing that they were going to do, and then they rebooted it with Tom Holland, which Sony and Disney teamed up, and they put him in Captain America: Civil War, and it turned out to be a really great thing.
Yeah.
This movie had great cameos from. They had villains from all the Spider-Man movies that you watched over the past 20 years. It had Doctor Strange in it. It had Doctor Strange's sidekick Wong in it. It had some great scenes. Willem Dafoe has the Green Goblins in it. They actually had the Sandman in it, which they never. I didn't even see a commercial for. I didn't know the Sandman was in it. They had Jamie Foxx as Electro. They had the brilliant, because Spider-Man 2 for a long time was one of the best comic book movies ever. They had the guy who played Dr. Octopus, and he was fucking brilliant in that fucking movie. He's brilliant in this movie.
Yeah.
And it was some good shit in that joke. Oh, they even had the fucking lizard from the first Amazing Spider, which was actually gave you so much hope. Then the second Spider-Man happened. They didn't have the rhino in the mech suit, but even so, they even touched on that. There's a part where they're naming what they did, and Tobey Maguire's like, yeah, I fought an alien before. He's talking about when he fought the Venom suit. Then Tom Holland's like, yeah, I went to space and I done this, and then poor Andrew is like, he's like, the only thing I mostly did was I fought a guy in a rhino mech suit, and they're like, well, it's okay, you're special in your own way. But the fact that they touched on that, I thought was fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
I thought it was brilliant.
Marvel movies always find a way to keep it light, even though they've been on some real shit. And some good comic relief moments in it. That's one of the things I love about Iron Man with Robert Downey Jr. You know, he some major stuff going on with this. He always has a slick comment or something to say that.
Always.
He's an asshole.
Yeah,
I can relate to it though.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, yeah, I'd have said that too. Just to lighten the moment, just so everybody.
He was just like, yo, take a picture. Like, oh no gang
that's
signs.
That's kind of what Tom Holland did too. Like, especially him and Iron Man when they put them together, it was like, and then matter of fact, him, Iron Man, and Doctor Strange, their scenes together, the three of them, it's just like, are you kidding me?
Some of that shit's ad-lib though. I could do.
Yeah, well, no, Robert Downey Jr. That's what he did.
So there was another thing that I saw that was kind of serious. Because, when you're at home, you ain't got nothing to do, you watch a whole bunch of movies. Mm-hmm. So I was watching Netflix, and it's a movie it's a documentary kind of movie called 137 Shots.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hold up. What kind of shot?
Oh my God.
I mean, when y'all talk
No. It's a serious. It's a documentary.
Oh.
It's a serious, not shots like it's liquor.
We don't
so before this happened before Tamir Rice in Cleveland. 2012, a man was driving this homeless lady in his car. And basically, there's an undercover police who's known for beating up the homeless. He goes he's coming towards them. They get in the car. They leave. He illegally follows them and stops them. And because he didn't put on a tail light or turning signal. And then he illegally stops them. They're scared as shit because this guy is known to beat up homeless people. Right. So the girl panics, the guy panics, and then he decides to let him go. That's where it started. He's driving this old car. He's going by the police station, and the old car backfires. So then this other cop calls it in as if they're shooting at me. So then, literally, the whole I think it was like 14 or almost 60, at one point it was almost 60-something cops are following this car.
Because they felt like they were shooting at them.
Some cops just was like, yo, this is some bullshit, and they stop. Right. So 14 officers were involved in this. And only 2, I think, actually went to jail or were charged with manslaughter. Right. So that the head, not the head, but the main person in this joint.
Yeah, he got off, right?
I believe he did.
Because he started.
He sits, he climbs, and the main the officer, the lead officer was his female, who said that she didn't do anything wrong. This guy how many of you have ever seen an action movie where the guy jumps on the hood of the car and shoots into the car? He shot into the car, and then when they interviewed him, he said he felt that he was scared for his life.
Not you jumping on the hood of no car, you know.
There are no weapons. No weapons are found in this car. 137 shots went into this car.
Like, that's something from the movies for real. Didn't they do that to Cleo and set it off?
Pretty much.
That's movie. And Cleo did stuff wrong.
And then it also dives into the Tamir Rice situation. The Tamir Rice happened several months later. And that was just straight murder. I had never seen the footage up until, because I try to stop not to watch stuff like, because it just makes me angry. But literally, the cops just pull up and they shoot him. And their response is, well, you shouldn't have been playing with a toy gun in the playground. You should only do that by your house. You shouldn't have been cops and robbers in public.
You gotta remember that's an open carry state also.
But here's my thing. If he had a real gun and he was a different complexion, they would have done things to talk him down. They would have done things to diffuse the situation.
Yeah, in fact, they got a call there with a black man with a gun at the park.
Right.
Didn't help the situation.
That's not an active shooter. That is someone that you're saying has a weapon. Not an active shooter. An active shooting means they're literally actively shooting. We have Kyle, who was an active shooter.
Yes.
Who not only was he not killed by the police, he was able to kill others. They dapped him up. Didn't they give him water?
Is that the one that went to Burger King after he killed all the people in the churches?
No, Cal is the one in Wisconsin.
Okay.
Yeah, Dylan Roof did at least get locked up. I think they were supposed to kill that little motherfucker.
So Dylan?
Yeah.
But it's really sad. It's really sad.
I mean, like I said, I don't get surprised, upset when I see crazy stuff like that, especially with the civil rights situation. I had someone try to explain out of the situation that, that's why, yada yada. I'm like, dude, it's an open carry state. So how can you say you have fear for your life when everyone carries a gun, but it's a 10-year-old with a toy gun and you have to shoot him?
They didn't even get out the car.
Because you saw him.
Yeah, it's
not because he shot anybody.
I mean, we're a perceived threat from birth.
Yep.
We come out the womb, we can kill or rape any woman or whatever. Yada yada yada. So I mean, it's a sad day and sad state that we're in. But I mean, I don't know what the solution is. All we can do is continue to try to educate people and get rid of the prejudices that they have, because most of them have those thoughts and judgments based off of hearsay or secondhand knowledge and never even spoke or been around someone of color or minority. They're just basing off of what somebody told them.
Right.
And we have to stop yelling and cussing and fussing and labeling everybody a racist and trying to cancel them because they don't feel the same way you do. Take the time to sit there and ask them, why do you feel this way? What makes you think this way? And most of the time they don't have an answer because they don't know, because they're just repeating what they've heard. And that's when you can educate them. And that's the only way you can get rid of prejudice, racism, and stupidity, is by sitting there talking to them and trying to educate them. I have a lot of right-wing Republican folks that I deal with that called me, told me I was on welfare and I was mad because I had to go back to work and because Trump was in office and he's making America great again. And now, after insults and, talking about each other and having a conversation, we're good friends because we can agree to disagree and have a conversation and know that we have the same goal in mind. We just have different thought process of getting there. And that's all it is, a different thought process. No reason to hate nobody, no reason to not to talk to anybody, no reason to block anybody on social media. We're not all the same. We have different experiences, we have different perspectives. We've had different interactions with different people that gives us these prejudices that, we carry with us. But you can't base a whole group of people or race of people off of an interaction that you've had. It's asinine that you would even think that. It's the hypocrisy of the statement that you're upset because people treat you like you're all of, a thug or this person, that person, then you upset at them and treat them the same way. It just doesn't make sense to me. And people need to take a step back and realize that we're not all going to be in agreement on things. I don't understand where that came from. That we all supposed to think alike and, have the same thought process and love the same people and hate the same people. Yeah, I mean, everybody might not not accept what you're doing, but if they're not, bashing you or trying to, tell you how to live your life or putting hands on you, oh well, people are going to have different opinions. They're going to vary. You can't get upset because they don't think like you or feel the way you feel. That's their right. You don't have a right to say they're invalid or they need to be canceled because they don't feel the same way you feel. we're not all built the same, man. So cut that shit out. That shit is irritating, man. You want to backhand motherfuckers off of that shit.
Okay. Well, you had your rant, and then you ended with
because it makes you want to. Because, like I said, the hypocrisy makes you want to smack somebody. Like you're counting. You're going against your own argument. You're saying you want to get treated equally and as an individual, but you're labeling a whole group of people off of individual experiences that you've had. Duh. You know what I'm saying? But they don't understand that. They just so engulfed in wanting to be right instead of do right and just want to talk the talk and want to be right. It ain't always about being right. Being right ain't got me shit but headaches. No bullshit. I wish I was wrong more. Because then people leave me the fuck alone. But when I'm right, you think you know everything. No, I just saw the bullshit coming. You didn't. I was trying to give you a heads up and now you're mad at me because you didn't take it. It's not my fault. So start doing right and fuck being right, man. Being right ain't got nobody shit. Except for on Jeopardy.
You know what?
I mean, for real, you win money on there for being right. Real life, you don't get shit for free.
Crazy thing is, we went back live on Facebook.
That's nice. Something sweet.
See, I kept it PG and they put it back on.
Yeah.
All because of CP3.
I kept my composure.
It's all because of you.
I'll take credit for that. Not blame.
Oh, Lord.
It ain't my fault.
You're a wild boy.
It's been a good show, man.
It's been a wild show.
You behaved a little bit.
Yeah, that's a kill.
It could have been worse.
Oh, definitely. I had to calm down and kill. That shit was getting wild. Foot's about to come out. It's about to be a wild show. Foot's come out. I don't want that. We definitely getting taken off there.
But I definitely want people to check out 137 Shots. Definitely.
Yeah. So did you guys know that we had a whole serial killer?
Oh, yes. That's another thing I wanted to talk about. Sorry. So, down by, it used to be called the Harry Smiths. Now it's called the Harvest Moon Inn down Richmond Highway. It was a serial killer that was he went all through Virginia, but he was a shopping cart. So he was basically chopping up ladies and putting their body parts in the shopping cart.
Yeah, he was disposing of them. But the problem is that he wasn't just in Virginia. They know of 4 bodies.
Oh, it's more?
Yeah, they think that it's more. They're trying to, connect them. And he lived in Virginia, of course, but also in Maryland and New York. So,
oh shit.
One of the 4 people that he killed, 3 of them have been identified. One of the 3 that were identified actually had a missing persons case out of DC. 2 were in Virginia. So I'm a little concerned, and the reason why I'm a little concerned is because of this. Number 1, this gentleman was on dating apps meeting these women.
Yes.
And that's very popular right now. That's number 1. Number 2, why didn't we know about this until after he was caught? So 2 of the bodies, he got arrested because of 2 of the people. Same MO. I didn't hear anything about it. Then they found out about the other 2. And now they're looking into more. So his body count may go up, but why did it take you guys catching him before we knew about this?
Well, the sad part was when they first reported, he wasn't even caught yet.
When they first what?
When they first reported it,
it was because they knew where he was. They were actually going to go get him.
Okay.
They already knew who he was. Like, why didn't we know about this before? That was weird to me. And yeah, that was just weird. We have a whole serial killer, and we found out like after they knew who he was and was going to go pick him up.
Yeah, that is a little weird.
You can't put a bulletin out on the news and then they're gonna run when they know you're on their way to come get him.
Yeah. Meanwhile, he is able to go and snatch up more people.
Okay, so Tommy Hilfiger tried this. Tommy Hilfiger said that he was the first designer to make street wear?
It depends on what you call. Like he was the first major designer. I would give him that. He was.
I don't know about that.
He was the first major designer, like major. Because remember, this was back in the 90s, early 90s. He even had Aaliyah as a brand ambassador, and she would wear the Tommy, the boxers, the little tube top, and the saggy jeans and stuff. That was his streetwear. So he's the first major designer. I'll give him that.
I don't know. I mean, it was Dapper Dan came out before him.
Dapper Dan didn't have his own company at that magnitude at that time. He didn't. Dapper Dan, and Dapper Dan, even to this day, right now, Dapper Dan works for other people. Dapper Dan was more like a stylist in a sense, versus I'm making the clothes. Um, but he styled Dapper Dan styled a lot of people back in those days, but he was not at the magnitude of Tommy Hilfiger.
Oh no, I know he was not. But I remember, being from New York, it was a big deal for.
Yeah, and he worked with a lot of artists and styled a lot of artists back then, but he wasn't. That's why I said it. When you look at the major brands, yeah, Tommy was the first.
So the James Brown estate sold. There's been a legal battle since James Brown have died for his estate. So they sold it to Primary Way Music for $90 million, which it's a good and bad thing. That just means the legacy, because they couldn't get along and they were fighting for the music. That just means the generations afterwards will not be able to have James Brown's legacy or royalties or anything from his music. They'll have money. Now, you might start getting, James Brown music and stuff that he would probably never approve of. But, it's just sad that, and a lot of people have done this when when a person dies, you know, they, they sell the estate sells the rights to the music. Um, but yeah, for $90 million, there's some things you just can't say no to. But I just feel like when you take away the legacy, it's some things are more important than money. That's just my opinion.
Right.
So we talked about this, and before we wrap this up, two things before we wrap this up. CP3's favorite internet troll. Oh, actually, three things. So Freddie Gibbs is a rapper, um, and he's not the most popular rapper. However, he was once signed to Jeezy. He's known to troll people on the internet. So one of the people he trolls frequently was Jim Jones. So you should never troll people if you're going to be in Miami. It's just a couple of cities you need to stay out of. Especially if the guy you're trolling had a song called Dear Summer or something about that. Dear Miami or something. Where he was saying that Miami is like his second home. So he got rolled up on by Jim Jones and crew at a steakhouse. And they proceeded to beat him and his bodyguard up. So if you get beat up with your bodyguard, is your bodyguard fired? Because he really didn't do a good job.
Honestly, he got beat up by Jim Jones. Like a lot of people in Jersey don't take him. They don't take Jim Jones serious in his own hometown. So for you to get beat up by Jim Jones is kind of funny to me.
Yeah, they got the paws put on him.
That's funny to me.
Sometimes you got to put hands on the motherfucker, they run their mouth, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
So Yeah, so
he only won a nigga too many times, man, because you gotta show him. You can tell him better, you can show him.
then the other crazy shit is CP3's favorite internet troll Charleston White. He said that the rapper who died, Slim 400, he said he don't feel no remorse for him because he's a gangbanger. He said he's not a man, he was a gangbanger and he was died and he got killed. And he said a lot of ignorant things about like that. Either way, before he's a gangbanger, he's somebody's son.
There you go.
He and if he had children, he's somebody's
Still
father.
loss of life.
And it wasn't like he got killed because he was gangbanging. He was out there gangbanging, and it was a gangbanging shootout. He was, he was shot. Actually coming back to his hood, doing stuff. And of course, this dude has also made comments about Nipsey Hussle. Who, Nipsey was a gangbanger, but at the same time, Nipsey was
doing for his community.
Exactly.
And was trying to bring the gangs together to form some type of unity and create peace in the hood.
Exactly.
So you can say what you want, but yeah, he was still trying to do something positive.
And I just, it's sad because when we make comments like this, because he thinks he makes these comments and he sounds tough or he sounds, educated. He sounds very ignorant to me.
Because at the end of the day, anyone who knows anything about gang life, you're in it for life. You're going to be affiliated with that gang for life in some way, shape, or form, especially in the eyes of the media. So if you're no longer affiliated with that gang, they're still going to say, former gang member, they're still going to say that. They're still going to label you that. And are we saying that nobody can change? Is that what we're saying? Because that's what it sounds like he's saying. Nobody can change. What if you're a gang member? That doesn't mean that you can't do anything good. That's what I'm hearing.
Oh, where should I start?
I get comfortable.
This gentleman that continues to put this spin out there because of his background, upbringing, or whatever. It's hilarious where 151 broke down his rise to social media fame, so to speak. And it's interesting how folks will pander and say things that they know will rub some people the wrong way, but will get applauded by another group of people that will back them and put them on a pedestal for speaking the so-called truth about his point of view on some black issues. I'm not going to get it. I want to, but I'm not.
I'm so proud of you.
Because that'll feed into his narrative. But I'm going to tag this gentleman. Once I get his names, I don't know. He's not even working on his whole name.
Charleston White.
Yeah, sound like a. But yeah. And I would love to have him call in, zoom in, or even come in. We have a face-to-face debate about some of the stuff that he says, because I will enjoy shutting him down in any aspect of his conversation because it's all bullshit. And because it kills me how folks will say certain stuff that they can regurgitate or they've read that had some factual statement when you put it in a context. And then they take out of context and try to use it for their own purposes, which is cool. I understand it. But when I call you on your bullshit and give the whole story and you're standing there looking stupid, that's my pleasure. Because there's nothing you can do but just realize that you're a piece of shit.
He got checked by two two OGs from two OG Crips that's like in their 60s. He got up and walked out the interview.
Mm.
And
they would put hands on a nigga.
them niggas like they done shot people.
They would put hands on
But
a nigga.
you know, dude told him like you're not gonna disrespect Nip like that because you know Nip was doing a lot for the community and stuff. And you know, he got up and walked out the interview. Then when he came back, he was like, well, you know, no one was gonna touch me and this, and you know, I had my gun on my hip and all this other stuff.
You gotta reach for it first.
I mean, first of all, you start off calling them old men. So if you ain't no fear,
why you got to talk about your gun?
As I said, I would love to have him in studio.
He gonna have to have his gun on his hip again.
I had mine too.
Oh,
We can do a duel. I went to the range a couple of weeks ago. I'm just saying, when you poke the bear and pander to a certain audience, you have to expect blowback from the folks you're talking about. And if you're not built to handle that, even if it's just a civil conversation, don't do that shit. Because you're gonna come across the right motherfucker that ain't gonna be trying to, talk to you not with words, but with his hands. And you can go get your gun and put it on your hip, but you gotta get to it first. Some folks walk around with theirs all the time.
One, you're not gonna get everybody.
Just the point is that you gotta go get yours. These folks that you're talking about already have theirs. So you can go try to get it.
Well, he said it was on his hip.
Yeah, after the fact. After he left and came back, he went and got it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
No. I think he had it on the podcast.
No, but I mean, you're still a punk because you left the interview. If you was that nigga, you would have sat there with the pistol on your hip. So now you're a punk pussy motherfucker. Yeah. So I mean, that just shows the character and what you really are. If you was that dude, you sitting there with two so-called 60-year-old dudes, you calling old men, but the fact that you have to have a pistol shows that they're not that man, they're not that old because you were afraid of them beating your ass, and you had to leave the interview because you had some type of fear. So all I can say is, man, I would love to have access to this dude. Because once I go viral, I'm gonna shut his shit down. And I'm gonna take all his followers and take his girl because he probably got a white girl.
You know what?
He do. I know he do. I know he do. I'm gonna take him. Right in front of him.
Maybe he
What? You're just so personal with. I want to take it right in front of.
I want to be like Kung Lao. I want to take your soul. I took your soul. Yes.
You got anger issues.
No, I want people to know once you cross me, don't do it again because it's not going to be pretty. So once they do, and I show them what I'm capable of, they leave me the fuck alone. They take kindness for weakness. I'm trying to be a better man and not show that side. I had to show that side at work a little bit this past week. I didn't want to, but I was in the middle of a sale. I'm bringing a vehicle around for the customer, and I stop at the stop sign. There's a three-way stop sign. There's another car coming forward. He had a stop sign also. So I proceed to make the turn. This son of a bitch doesn't even stop and decides to roll through the stop sign. So I made it through the path without getting hit. I go park the vehicle and get ready to show it to the customer. This motherfucker decides to sit there at the stop sign, roll his window and start talking shit. Talking about you almost hit me. And there was a couple of salesmen outside. And I looked at him like, dude, you ran the fucking stop sign. I stopped. No, you didn't. So the nigger in me came out a little bit. I said, you get out the car, I will beat the fuck out of you right now. I'm in the middle of a sale. You ran the motherfucking stop sign. I didn't. What you want to do? He took his happy ass down the road. One of my sisters like, my friend, I've never seen you upset like that. I'm like, yeah, I don't like that.
Was that the manager that
No. No, this is one of the guys that shares a cubicle with me. He's like, my friend, he's from Turkey. My friend, I've never seen you upset like that before. Is everything okay? I said, no, nigga, I got 2 cells and it's on the motherfucking 15th. I'm about to have the fucking nigga up in the parking lot. I'm trying to make a sale here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just, life is hilarious, man. That's why I'm drinking tequila like this right now.
Oh, my God.
So yeah, next week gonna be a great week though. So,
Definitely. Next week is Christmas.
Yeah.
oh yeah, la 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 la
Yeah.
la la.
Y'all got y'all big bows?
I got my jingle bells too.
I'm talking about at your job.
Oh yeah, we got some.
Wow.
Just say.
Talking about the big bow you put on the car.
Yeah, I never understood that though. How are
Because
you
you
going?
put a bow on the car as a gift, like you wrap a present.
But how are you going to give a gift like, hey, I got a new bill for you? Here you go.
It depends on the situation.
Okay, but it's a bill, no matter what you look at it.
Depends on the situation. What if it's a parent that got it for their kid and they
I'm
don't
speaking
have a
husband and wife. Like, yeah, hey, honey, I got a new bill for you to take care of. There you go. Like, no, discuss that shit first. The car's all right,
They
baby.
might have discussed it. Sometimes they do discuss it.
Well, don't get me wrong. I'm not upset when
And
it
they're
comes
in
by
the market.
spouse. That's a beautiful thing. But that's the last thing I want you to come on and say, Merry Christmas. Hey, here's a new bill for you. Oh, yeah, and that insurance on that son bitch, too. No, that ain't no real shit right there. That's some commercial shit.
Well, I have a couple things I want to share.
Go ahead.
First of all, I came across this story that I found really funny. The two people involved are deceased. I shared it on my social media, so um, I'll send it to you guys. I'm going to share it on my public page too. But it was an interview that Michael Jackson did. And there's footage of him chatting with Princess Diana. And they asked him, what were you guys talking about? He was going to perform in front of Prince Charles and Princess Diana. So he told us, in the interview, what they were talking about. So she came up to him, greeted him, and she said, "Hey, I want to talk to you about something." And he said, "Yeah, what's up?" And you can see the footage that you can see their mouths, so that's what it said.
Mike was the OGs.
Oh yeah, he was. So then he says that he was like, "What's up?" And she said, "Well, are you gonna perform Dirty Diana?"
Oh boy.
And he said, "No, I'm not gonna do it out of respect for you." And she said, "What? That's my favorite song."
Diana was a freak.
Uh-huh. And so then he said, "What? Are you kidding? That's crazy. I already took it out of the set. It's too late to put it back in. I did it out of respect for you." She was like, "Oh man." Prince Charles comes over. Right? He's like, "Hey, what are you guys talking about?" Diana says, "Oh, nothing," and walks off. Like, yeah.
I wonder why she got freaky. So she was thinking about Michael.
Right.
She wanted some of that.
But for her favorite song was Dirty Diana. Like, oh boy.
I got a feeling. She tell you that one night, Charles was like, "Well, I ain't never had nothing that good in my life." What y'all talk about over here?
And then, if 151 would be a doll and those books over, but I wanted to talk about Black entrepreneurship and our power. Okay, so for the Black nerds out here in the streets, for the Black nerds out here in the streets, there is a company, okay, that came out a while ago called Black Sands, and Black Sands Entertainment, I believe. They came out with comics, right? So it gained recognition from pretty much all the Black nerds out here, which has a very strong community at this point, and led by a Black man, mind you. But let's see, I can't remember his name offhand. Do you remember his name? But I'm looking at it right now. But this gentleman, Manuel Godoy, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but Manuel, Black man, has created all these comics, all these characters. It's taking place in ancient Egypt. they're depicting and telling these stories of ancient Egypt as it should be. Because let's be real, Egypt is where?
In Africa.
Okay. And people in Africa have melanin.
Oh shit.
You know? So despite what you want to believe, people in Africa
don't
have
look like
melanin.
Elizabeth Taylor.
They do not look like Elizabeth Taylor. These kings and queens that we've heard of, these mystic stories that we've heard of, these magical or spiritual, however you choose to look at it, all took place in an area of people with melanin. So these stories are told, and the images that we see are a little more accurate than what we have been seeing.
Okay.
So they have items that you can purchase. The DVD, the animated DVD on the story. This is called Black Sands, the Seven Kingdoms. There are young children who are heirs to, various thrones.
That's dope.
And, there was, a belief that certain pharaohs and their families had powers.
Yeah.
So it touches on that. And then they have quite a few different stories, different books. But right now, what he's trying to do is do the first black anime style 3D. I believe last images that I saw was 3D. But he's trying to create these anime.
That'd be dope.
Like a show or a movie or something. And it's really monumental because he doesn't have backing from any of these, major companies or anything like that.
Which he shouldn't, because
they're gonna try and change it.
Well, what they're gonna do is in 92 and 93, I graduated Milestone Comics, which gave us Static Shock, well, Static as he was called. They made the cartoon Static Shock. Icon, Rocket, the Blood Syndicate, Hardware. They had their own little universe. So what DC did was, when Milestone started getting popular, DC bought Milestone. Then, really, to stop him from writing all these great stories that they had, they was like, oh, we're gonna give you, you're gonna do a cartoon, and it was for Static Shock.
Yep.
But he had never written a cartoon.
Right.
So then he wrote for Static Shock, but then he also wrote for Batman Beyond. Then he also wrote for the Justice League, and then his characters got incorporated into the DC universe, and they're not used. Icon, who has a great story, who is just as powerful as Superman, that never really talk about. So now they actually have brought back Milestone 20 years later. But yeah, he really should keep his property, because they'll look at it as a threat and buy it out and then do nothing with it.
And he's relying on the community, which the community has been extremely supportive. And they're making moves. They've been making moves. I've been following this storyline. I've been following this company. I've been following the products that he's been putting out for quite some time. And when we're talking about Black entrepreneurship, when we're talking about supporting our own, that is a prime example. If you look into it, it's a prime example of us supporting our own so that they can make it to the next level. Because he has an app. He has, like I said, he has the books, the comics, the hardback books. He has the animation, and now he's trying to move on to other steps. And along the way, he's received the support of the community.
It's a big thing.
And to have we know what anime is. We're very well aware that anime where it originated was not that's not from this country. So therefore black representation is not going to be,
Yeah.
you know. However, there are so many black people who support that culture
Yeah.
that
Michael Jackson used it in Scream, A Cure.
we really should have some type of representation, a greater um, amount, because they do have some animes that have black characters in it.
Yeah.
I will say that, but that's anime is not necessarily my thing. My daughter and my son are more into anime than I am, but I'm aware.
Yeah.
And I'm going to support. So, um, just like with, you know, another venture that someone, has, if I'm able to support, I will. So I just wanted to put that out there that, you know, you never know what your support can do.
Definitely.
Because if this gentleman takes his black anime that he wants to make and it blows up, I can say, hey, I was down with you from the beginning. I've supported him and his cause from the beginning. I assisted in helping him. And there are many others like me. That's why he would be able to get to that level. So that's why it's very important. The black dollar is way more important than what they need.
The black dollar is the most powerful thing on earth. Um, it's this little movie that came out several years ago. Um, it was not the most popular character from the comic book, and it was a black guy, and it was called Black Panther, and it made $1 billion. I've been reading that comic book for years before y'all even knew. Half the people, majority of the people even went to go see the movie, didn't know who the hell who the Black Panther was.
It was some people thought that the movie was about the Black Panther movement.
So,
which I remember reading about, because Storm was my favorite X-Men for like the majority of my life. So of course there's a connection with Storm and T'Challa, the Black Panther, and he was depicted in shows back in the day. You would, not often, he didn't have his own show, but you would see the Black Panther come up in the comics or some depiction or storyline of something.
well, the first time I really read a Black Panther comic book, it was like a 4-issue mini series. I was like, oh, this is dope. And then, like in the 25-cent bins, they had like old Black Panther comic books because they didn't sell that good. And then the guy named Christopher Peace in the early 2000s wrote these great stories about the Black Panther, and it wasn't like he was a superhero. It was he was a king, and that's what the difference was. And that's what it is. That the Black Panther is not a superhero,
and he was there to protect his kingdom.
And that's what it is. And he even got the Black Panther to admit the reason why he joined the Avengers because he needed to assess them as were they a threat to his kingdom. And they were blown by it, but he was like, "Oh shit, I'm a king.
Right, I can do what I want.
I can do what I want. What the fuck you gonna do? I'm richer than Iron Man, and I'm smarter. What?" And it was just some great storytelling, and I was like, "Yo, this is a black character written very well, and not stereotypical. He spoke with a royalty. He commanded. This is a dude who fighting presidents was just as great as Captain America when when he's done right. So the power of the black dollar could move a lot because when you think of all these other characters and who movies didn't reach 1 billion, it's because of the black dollar.
Yeah, and that was the thing. There wasn't just a black dollar here in the U.S. This was a global.
Yeah, global worldwide.
And that's a factor. So I wish him well.
I definitely want to support that. I think that's dope. As a comic book collector, I always want to see. I really, you know, the lack of diversity in comic books was always shameful because you have four black characters that are really cool, and
I would just like the fact that I said Storm was my favorite X-Men, and she had romantic ties to T'Challa because why else would you have two superheroes? That's kind of like
well,
what that thought
well,
process
even the
was.
craziest thing is that when the X Men cartoon, which I really love, came out in the '90s, uh, in the comic books, Storm was leading the X Men. It wasn't Cyclops. And the fact that they made it Cyclops always bothered me because they never showed Storm as the leader. Like through a lot of the great storylines, even that they even incorporated into the show, it was Storm that was leading the X Men.
Yeah.
In the comics.
Yeah.
It wasn't the white guy with that was blind with red beans and shit.
Yeah, he was.
And in Storm, when she's written well, and Chris Claremont did a very good job of writing her. When she's when written well in her in Africa, Storm is considered a goddess because of her powers.
Yeah.
And she wasn't looked at as a mutee or a mutant or any. She was actually praised.
Yep.
So when it's done right, it shows the power, and anything that can show. We hear enough about Hercules and Zeus, and we don't really hear too much about Ra or Horus.
Well,
Ra.
you hear about them, but that's it. They don't go in depth, and that's not. We never hear about the Orishas, which is a whole nother ballgame. The Orishas are the African gods and goddesses. Um, Sometimes we hear about Oshun, but to be very honest with you, the first time I ever heard the name Oshun was in Love Jones.
Oh.
Remember that movie Love Jones? In the little poem that he said, "Hey baby, can I be your slave?" I believe he mentioned Oshun in that.
Everybody's about to go watch from Love Jones after we get up there.
But we don't hear about this, but we do hear about Zeus, but they don't even talk about I don't understand. Me and my daughter were just talking about the Greek gods and goddesses. They were a hot mess.
Well, if you really look at it, I remember reading this in an encyclopedia back in the day. The first civilization was in Africa and in Egypt, and a lot of, if you really explore the similarities, a lot of the Greek goddesses were ripped off.
Yeah.
Just ripped off copies of Egyptian goddesses.
Yeah, it's the same storyline, different names.
However,
the Greek gods and goddesses, like Zeus was eating his kids, he was smashing off everybody, animals, humans, other gods. He had a wife, but he cheated on her with everybody under the sun. It's like really bad.
Oh damn.
Right. The Zeus, his father tried to kill him and his brother, and I think they had to kill him.
Yeah.
It's just a hot mess. It's a bunch of dysfunction. And these were gods. They were worshipped. So I don't understand. But at the end of the day, I feel like it's important for us to provide the younger generations the opportunity to read stories about things that they can identify with.
Definitely,
I think that for us, we had to search for that later on in life.
Man.
Imagine if we were given this information as children.
Banging.
Imagine if we didn't see Elizabeth Taylor as the first representation of a Egyptian.
Was she Cleopatra?
Right.
Yeah.
Nefertiti was depicted. The first time I saw an image of Nefertiti, she was really pale, and I feel like had I been given that information up front, you never know. But I mean, that was, of course, by design. We know this. We know that the history was whitewashed. We know why it was whitewashed. We know all of that. But now that we have that knowledge, we're supposed to give that to future generations
Yeah.
because the disconnect that we had, unfortunately, way back when these people were ripped from their homes, um, chiefs and leaders of their tribes, doctors and carpenters and not everybody was royalty, let's be real about it. But these people were ripped from their homes, brought here to this country. The goal was to erase their history. And at some point in time, internally as a community, we need to try to bring that back as best as we can. So that information is important to spread to our youth. Um, I appreciate Black Sands because, of course, it's fictional, but they're telling these stories and they're giving us these images of what they should be.
It's dope. It's dope.
So, a little more accurate. I can believe young kids, black kids, running around Egypt, heirs to throne, getting into some mischief versus these very pale young children running around Egypt.
Well, one thing before we get off the air is I'm glad when the Black Adam movie comes out that they got The Rock playing it. Because growing up, Black Adam was a white guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then recently in the comic books, they finally drew him. And then when about in the early 2000s, when they drew him this time, they drew him of um, of a person of color.
Mm-hmm.
He was more Egyptian, so he wasn't necessarily maroon, but
Right.
he was a person of color, which. And by the way, Hawkman and Hawkgirl are also Egyptian, by the way, so they're not really white neither. Get on your job, DC Comics. And neither is Dr. Fate.
It's a lot of inaccuracies out there, and
it's just whitewashed.
Yeah, and but once we have this information, like I said, it's important to pass that on to our youth so that they won't have to search to the ends of the earth to get the truth.
Definitely.
Like we had to, and others before us had to. We give them the knowledge that we have and encourage them to seek further knowledge. That's what we're supposed to do as a community. But
True indeed.
CP3 moving his head and stuff. What you gotta say?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm over here watching this Capitals game. They're down 3-2 in the third to the Kings at home with under 5 minutes left. They just gave up a crazy goal on a crazy bounce that went past Vanacek, and now they're trying to tie the game to force overtime or get 2 goals in the last 5 minutes to win the game in regulation. So yeah, I was listening to what you were saying, watching some hockey. I'm sorry.
I thought you would text a stripper.
Oh God.
I already texted already before they respond.
Oh my God. Well, what do you have to say about this depicting our historical figures the right way? And
I don't see anything wrong with it. That's always good to have education on your past. I just I'm not really I understand the whole whitewashing of history and everything, but I'm just to the point now where we have to start looking forward. I understand, knowing your past and knowing where you came from can, help you go in the future and the present and the future. But I'm just tired of all the separating, black history, white history, black power, white power, whatever. I'm just tired of the arguing, the division and all. I just want all of us to be able to live together and, it don't matter what color you are. It's just a skin color. We're all the same underneath. We all got the same organs. We all got the same blood running through our veins. We're just different people on the, from our personality. I just wish people could realize that shit, and it wouldn't even make a difference what color someone was or what history it was, because you wouldn't give a fuck. And that's what I really feel about.
Well, don't you feel like
Oh shit.
the lack of people feeling that way in the past has given us inaccurate information, and it had a purpose behind it, you
Yeah,
know?
I mean, it's like I say, I've studied this country for a while. That's why I say nothing shocks me. I have these conversations with folks all the time about the spin that the government, the media puts on it to make us or the government look like the victim, and oh, we're doing this to protect you. When all the time there's underlying things that's went on that they don't tell us about, that they've already put in place, and it's just a reaction to what they did, and they want to play victim. So it's, to me, like I say, I've studied it. Like, that's the one thing that pisses me off, that folks don't study the history of this country, don't study the history of anything that they so-called love or are behind. Because once you really look at the history of things, you realize it's not as great as it seemed to be. It's not as good as everybody portrayed it to be. It wasn't always right. It was some fucked up shit that was going on. There was some good shit that was going on. And you're gonna have people that applauded and wrote good things about it. You have people that didn't like it and write bad things about it. But you really can't do nothing about, what happened. All we can do is what about going forward. So, I mean, knowing our past, knowing our history is a great thing, especially in education process for the, youth, to let them know it's, you know, bigger and better ways to get out of this situation and playing basketball or rap. So I get that, but we have to start looking forward and, looking towards down the road, and what are we going to do to better our situation. We know what the issue is. We know. We know they're not going to acknowledge it. We know things aren't going to change. So what can you do? Adapt to the fucking situation, take over the fucking game. You know the rules of the game. You know how things work. So use it to your advantage. That's what I always say. I'm playing chess and you playing checkers, because you just want to sit there and complain about the system instead of learning about it and find a way to make it work for you. It isn't always about skin color. It's about knowledge and wanting to do it. It's not about, I always say it's about people want to live the NBA or the NFL lifestyle but don't want to put the work in. If you want to be great, it's going to take work. If it was easy to be great, everybody would be great. So if you want it, you got to go get it. It's out there for you. You just got to find it. Like I said, that's one of my biggest issues. I have the want, I have the drive. I just haven't had the follow through, which I'm still at the age of 44, still trying to seam that up. So you just got to keep plugging away at it, and know, if you know the system and know what the pitfalls are, and know it's not a level playing field, not even, then use that shit to your advantage. Underestimation was my best weapon. They think you ignorant. They think you stupid. Oh, he had cornrows, pants hanging off his ass. He got a big truck with rims on it with a system in it making all that noise. So he don't know shit. He ignorant. 15 bosses thought that. 15 bosses were on the unemployment line because of me. Because they underestimated what I knew. Use that shit to your advantage, man. They think you one way. Let them think that. You ain't gotta always, bark and be yelling and be loud. Oh no, you ain't gonna disrespect me. This is who I am. You ain't gotta do that. Real G's move in silence, dog. Make your moves. Plot. Calculate. Now, I ain't saying to hurt nobody. I'm saying to make yourself better. I know I had to put that disclaimer.
Who are you talking to now?
Talking to anybody that's listening.
Okay, the reason why I was saying it is because you took the whole topic and went somewhere else, and
Because
I let you go. I was like,
you went to your way. I want to go.
no, we was literally talking about people teaching kids the truth about their history and how we can expound on that.
You gotta
And
find
then
the truth in yourself.
then somehow you went into something
because you gotta find the
else.
truth in yourself. Education is cool, no, but it's about what's instilled in you. You gotta
Well,
want
that's
to be.
part of it. That's
Yeah,
part of it.
it's definitely a part of it.
Because I'm talking about teaching these little kids. Because, like I said, if you tell a little kid, oh no, your bloodline, people that look like you were once kings and queens, but this happened, this happened, this happened. That knowing who they are, that's how they broke down the African people that they brought over here, is to not believing in themselves, not understanding who they are. It was an internal thing. So when and the way to get out of that is to undo what was done. We don't have to let anybody else know. outside of the community what we're doing to improve.
But they have to want to do that.
Right, but
most of them don't want
that. If we starting with the kids, when we tell the kids, this is what you.
But they still had the people that's at home. I'm not even gonna call them parents. The people that's at home that's going to what? Like I don't know if it was talking to you or someone else, but a teacher had educated them or said something in a different way that they had, and the parent got upset because they felt like they were disrespecting the parent because the parent had never heard anything like that.
We were talking about that. That was the gaslights.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the mentality now. Back in the day, it used to be, you cut up in the street. If your parents didn't see your neighbor bust your ass, he told your parents, and your parents bust your ass. Now it's don't put your hands on my kid. I raised my kid, yada 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 yada. Even though you know your kid is fucked up. So I mean, you can teach the kids and instill it in them, but when the people at home don't have those same values and don't reiterate those things and don't reverse those things when they get home, where they spent the most of their day.
Well, I'm talking to the parents that are listening, that are able and willing to instill these things in their kids. You talking about somebody that I ain't even talking to.
But you gotta talk to them. You
I
can't,
know,
you
but
can't just talk to
I
them.
wasn't using this time for that.
But you got to.
No, me personally, I was using it to. Here's the thing: if you focus too much on the people who don't do, then you can miss the messages you need to give for the people who will do.
But the people that will do are going to see that message regardless if you point it out to them or not, because they want to know. The folks that don't want to know are the ones you have to get that light and turn that switch on to make them say, oh yeah, maybe there is a better way for me to do this instead of going through the cycle of bullshit I've seen through generations of my family. Some folks you have to take that extra time on.
Right.
Some folks you have to.
This came up because of these books that I'm talking about. The people that you're talking about ain't gonna hear nothing about that. But the people that I'm talking about,
but we can't forget about them. That's all I'm saying.
Right, but the people that I'm talking about, they may actually go buy this for their kids. So that's why I want to give them that information and give them tools, because you may have the desire, but you may not have the proper tools to be able to grasp this information for your kids and things like that. I understand what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing. I'm saying that for me, there is going to be a time and place. If I'm encouraging those parents, we're not talking about the other parents right now. That's how I feel. But you can go ahead. You can go ahead and fuss about it.
Because you can't. Because then when you leave them out, then they're going to feel left out, and that's going to make them the situation worse. But then it affects the kids. I said we can't have that to it. Then it affects the kids. It's like I said, it's a vicious cycle, and we can't have that mentality. We have to start finding a way to bridge the gap. And these folks that, I hate to say this, shouldn't be parents that are parents, or that are people with kids, as I can't give them the qualification of parents. They have no idea because they weren't raised properly. So they're just repeating the cycle. And then when you bring a different thought process mentality, they think that you're attacking their way of life or the way of the things that they know. And then they shut down and get defensive and yada, yada, yada. You get nowhere. So you have to try to, get through that bullshit that's been instilled in them through the government and the bullshit that they've been through in their lifestyle, in their life, and their generation that they've been wherever they are. And you have to try to get through that because there are some that can be woken up. Some, yeah, they're lost cause. It's nothing you can do. But you got to at least give the effort. Because if we don't give the effort, then it's already a lost cause, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I have no mom. I still fuss at them too.
No, I know. Probably with a knife in your hand.
You know what?
Y'all gonna learn today.
I mean, they need to.
Can't support it, bro. 14 seconds left, 6:05. Trying to tie the game up. It's not looking good.
All right, we about to be out.
Only 2 points. 1 point to move.
You got a fantasy hockey league?
No, I'm talking about the Metro Division. They're still in second place, trying to get back in the first. With overtime games, each team gets a point, and whoever wins get the extra point. That's another great thing about hockey.
Any other sports you need to talk about before we leave? You said you were gone. Bring that up.
Shit, no. This bitch hard. Oh yeah, Maji. This the one right here.
Nigga, I came from the struggle, came from the dirt like a puddle. Had to work hard, had to hustle, to get where I'm at, it took muscle. Ice in my veins, D'Angelo Russell. Niggas gon' hate and some niggas gon' love you. Why would you think I would trust you? But now I'm the one they look up to. Nigga, I came from the struggle, came from the dirt like a puddle. Had to work hard, had to hustle, to get where I'm at, it took muscle. Ice in my veins, D'Angelo Russell. Niggas gon' hate and some niggas gon' love you. Why would you think I would trust you? But now I'm the one they look up to. Gotta stick to the code, balance my high with my lows. Niggas gon' hate, I suppose, but when you